Saturday night / Sunday morning. That means it's another episode of the show. I am Harry. We got another week in wrestling in the red brand. Drew McIntyre's PMS is still going on, and Sami Zayn is collateral damage because of it. Jey Uso has a world heavyweight title opportunity versus Seth Rollins. On the blue brand, Bayley may or may not have redeemed herself with Io and Co. We're going to have to find out about that. And CM Punk makes his intentions finally clear by giving us the promo he should have given us on Raw last week. And then, finally, we're going to wrap it up by going back in time to Baton Rouge, Louisiana in 1996 for WCW Slamboree. Featured is the debut and retirement of the Lord of the Ring tournament. So that'll be fun. And Sting tries to take the Giants heavyweight title. And going with me on this journey is my co-host Tyson.
Let me talk to you.
And I'm going to have to clean that up a little bit. So how you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty eventful week.
Yeah, it was.
All around.
It was and it wasn't. Like there wasn't, unless I missed something, I don't think there was a whole lot of news. Like outside of the shows and stuff.
No, there wasn't really any news this week. Slow week. But did you happen to see the GTA 6 trailer?
No.
Oh, well, it broke the internet.
Oh, did it? Why?
Oh, it set a bunch of records. So the quick story of it is it was supposed to be released on like Thursday, but on Wednesday, some Twitter account popped up. The name of the Twitter account was GTA 6 Leak.
Very, very subtle.
Yeah. candid name there. And then they uploaded the GTA 6 trailer. After 30 minutes, the account got deleted. Probably it was like Epic or Rockstar Games. Hey, get this account down. So they got the account taken down. And then an hour later, they released it.
Do you think this
But it was the day before they were supposed to release it.
Do you think it was like a publicity thing?
I don't think it was.
No.
I think it was a true leak. Because, they had it planned. They were like, world premiere on, Thursday. They were setting an event around it. But then they had to release it early. And only like the real in people knew about it. And then, of course, the trailer spread like wildfire. And then there's already so many stories branching out from the video game trailer. People were like, I think LeBron James offered to XQC, which was obviously a publicity stunt. He offered to pay like $1 million to get the game a day early. And then apparently one of the characters in the game trailer is like a person with tattoos all over their face, and they have dyed hair, and it's the image and likeness of some guy. And now he's suing GTA. It's like, hey, pay me for my image and likeness.
Is it some like famous guy or just some guy?
It's just some guy, something Joker, and he's got like tattoos all over his face.
Oh.
I don't know if he's a rapper or I don't know, but he's dragging that fame out for him. I guess he's famous now.
How would you feel about being quote unquote famous, and then somebody comes out with something that kind of sort of looks like your tattoos, and then you gotta take legal recourse about that?
I don't know. I mean, I know I'd try to get my money. It's like, you paying me.
All right, fair enough.
Like, I appreciate you want to put me in this game, but come on,
Okay.
it ain't just for charity.
I don't know. Just when's enough?
I don't know. Like, think
And
you can't be just stealing people's likeness.
but how many people will go over to like, oh, dude, that's the dude from GTA. Let me buy that CD. Or I guess they don't buy CDs anymore.
Let me follow him.
Yeah, let me tweet him.
Yeah, it probably does build the brand, but
I see what you're saying.
yeah. Well, I guess if it was something like GTA, something that's going to be like major, then yeah, you can use me. Just give me
And
some kind of credit. Like, at least put my name in it.
yeah, don't hide behind that likenesses may be coincidental shit. You put my name in that.
Yeah. Like,
That
hey,
is
that's
fair.
too much to ask to just put my handle on it every time you see me. My handle pops up, or maybe I'm wearing a T-shirt that says where to find me.
Yeah, I think the suing is petty, but I think not owning up to the fact that you're copying somebody's likeness is petty as well. But
Yeah, but just same old GTA creating news. I don't know how they keep doing it every time they release a game.
does the game look good at least?
They didn't really show too much. It just,
So all that, and we don't know anything about the game.
well, it's just like a trailer, but there was
Okay.
no actual gameplay because it's coming out in 2025.
Oh,
But everybody's like, oh, don't play this game. It's not for kids. That thing has already started.
oh. Well, that's just gonna help it.
Oh, it's so raunchy. Parents, don't let your kids play this game.
Or
It's like,
well,
how do they do this every year or every
back in the
time?
day that would have helped, but I don't know about today.
I think it'll help today still.
It's transphobic and misogynist.
No, I don't think it's transphobic. They very much. I would say they would very much lean into the trans. In the old games, you go down there and get one of them hookers.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure now in this game, they ain't gonna shy away from it.
Well, guess I'll never find out then.
Yeah, well, not because of that, but I thought I think I'm past the GTA days.
Not me. It's definitely because of that. I don't want some lady boy trying to suck my dick virtually in a video game.
There you go.
No, I haven't played GTA since like the third one.
Yeah, it's all kind of the same thing. I never played GTA 5. I have it and I've never played it.
Yeah. What was the one where you were the gangster?
Uh
Or were you a gang? You were the thug.
I think that was 5.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
That's
five's been out for
ever.
years, like
Okay.
7, 8 years, maybe
That's
10 years.
the big one, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I've never played it, so
Well, neither have I. And I think that's enough video game talk on this wrestling podcast.
there you go. Just wanted to get that out there. Everybody's going crazy over it, so relevancy.
Well, you know who else is going crazy? Drew McIntyre. Yeah, how's that for a segue?
There you go.
He kicks us off Monday Night Raw, and they do that thing where, welcome to Monday Night Raw. I'm really angry, and I got things I gotta say, but gotta welcome you to Raw. And then he says it's the land of liars and hypocrites. Apparently, you can leave, get fired, come back again, and all is forgiven. And the crowd starts chanting CM Punk loudly and viciously. McIntyre says, I could be talking about anybody. Rollins tried to pull a fast one, slapped me metaphorically, so I headbutted him in the face. Jay can run and apologize to Randy Orton all he wants. His time's coming. And then there's Sammy. And sure enough, Sami Zayn interrupts with his music. And Sammy wants McIntyre to say whatever he's going to say to his face. McIntyre says, Sammy's the one person in the world who deserved to get screwed by the bloodline. You ran around with them for all that time, and then you screwed them over. What did you think was going to happen? And Sammy says, you know what? You and I are nothing alike. You like to point fingers at others for your shortcomings, while I stayed hungry, and I main evented WrestleMania, because he's still riding those coattails. And then Sammy says, I make my family proud. Can you say the same? And this pisses McIntyre off so much that he asks for a referee right now so they can get a match started. What do you think up
Yep,
to
that
this
was
point?
that's the one thing you don't do. Like, don't go and say that.
Is McIntyre's family sacred or something?
Well, when you bring someone's family into
Oh,
it, that's
okay.
like the last straw.
You said the
Or
word
that's the
family,
line you
so
don't
now
cross.
it's real.
Yeah. What do your kids think about it? Uh-oh, you shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. You said kids. Now I'm mad. So the match
Pretty
starts
much.
off with Yeah. So the match starts off with McIntyre beating the shit out of Sammy. Then Sammy fights back, but then he injures his leg. Then McIntyre fights back, but then Sammy fights back again. So they have like a bunch of near falls. And then McIntyre at one point tosses Sammy's ass across the announce desk, which I thought was kind of funny. Then Sammy all of a sudden remembers that his leg is hurt and he can't wrestle anymore. So then McIntyre used the opportunity to do a Ric Flair chop to Sammy. So he's done. And then the ref starts yelling at McIntyre and he's tending to Sammy. And then he starts to carry Sammy away to the back. But then McIntyre hits Sammy with a claymore while Sammy was in the ref's arms. So the ref, who was about to carry Sami Zayn to the back to get medical treatment, counts the pin. And McIntyre demands that the ref raise his arm. Then he says, the truth will set you free, right into the camera. So that's his little catchphrase now because he said it over and over again.
Which is our truth's catchphrase, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because that's what Truth used to say. The truth will set you free.
Well, truth is doing other things.
Yeah. Indeed, he is.
So later on, McIntyre beats Sammy's ass in the backstage, and he fucks his knee up even further. I guess did he stomp on it?
Yeah, he put it up on a production crate and then stomped on it. Yeah.
Okay. And then this worthless limp dick pussy Pierce in the security team came in way too late as usual. Oh, get away, get away. And then Jay came in and said, where they at? So that was that. What do you think about Drew McIntyre taking out Sami Zayn? Looks like Sami Zayn's going to be out for a while.
Yep. We went the write-off route, which is
Mm-hmm.
good. I think what's going to happen is Sami Zayn is going to come back at WrestleMania. He's going to cost Drew McIntyre, or no, sorry, not WrestleMania. He's going to back at the Royal Rumble. He's going to cost Drew McIntyre the Royal Rumble. And then off we go with, I don't know, I guess another match, maybe at Mania or maybe at, what's before Mania? Elimination Chamber?
Yeah, something like that. Or Fastlane. Do they still do Fastlane?
They do, or they did. But I think it's going to be, yeah, Elimination Chambers before WrestleMania. So I think either there or maybe we stretch it all the way out to a Mania because I don't know what else what Sammy would do at WrestleMania. I don't
Right.
know what Drew would do at WrestleMania.
Right.
But I think that's where they're going with that.
You kind of have to.
Yeah.
Although McIntyre and Jay need to settle their shit too.
Oh, yeah, there's the Jey Uso thing. But then there's also the Jimmy Uso versus Jey Uso thing, which kind of seems like they're moving away from that, but that's another story.
I think they're taking their time.
Yeah, they don't have to do it already, unless one of the Usos are not going to be here soon. Like, I think they're young enough to not have to do it this WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you can make them both names and then circle back to it. This is not the last WrestleMania ever. Breaking news, by the
Hopefully,
way.
hopefully, yeah.
Breaking news. This will not be the last WrestleMania we ever see. Tell the dirt sheets to it right there. Pay us $5.99 for more.
I mean, I wouldn't mind them stretching it out for another year, but the bloodline shit just they put a wet blanket all over all of that. I don't know what's going on with Roman, but his little extended absences shit is killing whatever like momentum he had to me.
I don't think there is. Yeah, there's no momentum right now. The bloodline's kind of directionless. But Roman Reigns is scheduled to be back this week, and I think it'll pick right back up.
You think so?
He just takes too long of breaks for it to. But on the same account, you can't just do it every week, or it's going to get stale that way too. So
That's
I feel like
true. I mean, because if Roman, if the bloodline were continually doing the bloodline shit, because I think that like up until WrestleMania, up until Roman started doing his absences, that's pretty much what it was. Like they'd come out and they'd talk their shit. It's compelling TV, but after a while it gets old.
well, you know me, I'm not a big in the ring guy, so I'm here for the promo stuff.
Yeah, you don't like wrestling with your wrestling shows.
Yeah, I don't I don't
God
care about the
forbid.
work rate.
God forbid they have wrestling.
Yeah, don't get no work rates. I want story. I want big matches, men meat slapping. That's what I want.
Well, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I do think that the McIntyre thing is the most compelling thing on Raw.
I feel like he's turned himself into the biggest heel on Raw right now.
Well, he's certainly the most featured one. I
True.
mean, who else is a heel though? You got
Judgment
Judgment
Day.
Day, but they're
That's it.
they're
That's
there.
what I was saying a couple weeks ago. They don't have enough heels to combat all these baby faces.
There's Gunther, but
Yeah, but he's mid card. He's
uh,
mid card.
I don't know about that.
That title is mid card. He's mid card.
He's made it
If he
main event.
drops the title, now he's main event. But right now, he has the title. He's mid card.
Wait until CM Punk's number 2.
And then CM Punk will be mid card with him.
Then we'll see who's mid card.
It's not a slight. It's just saying he has a mid card title. He's a mid card guy right now. He is a main eventer, obviously, but you know, you he can't jump up to the main event and do all that stuff without
Do you think
dropping the title.
do you think he's being nice and giving Randy Orton and CM Punk some pointers?
For what?
How to be better?
Sure.
Like
He's taking them
Gunther
under
takes
their
CM.
wing.
Yeah, Gunther takes CM Punk, puts his arm around his shoulder. Okay, now CM, for your next promo, this is what you need to do.
Yeah, let me tell you how to do a promo. Let me take you to promo school.
Yeah, All right. So Byron Saxon, he talked to Shayna Baszler backstage. Shayna brings up, or I'm sorry, Saxon brings up a match later with her old partner Nia Jax, and Shayna says she's going to put Nia on the shelf after breaking, or she put Nia on the shelf after breaking her arm, and she's going to remind her of that limb by limb. And then Byron talks to an ugly, screeching harpy, then a hippopotamus showed up.
I don't know the translation for that. I don't remember.
All right, so Nia Jax beat Shayna Baszler. And WWE once again sacrificing new talent for fat, ugly hippopotamuses. And Becky comes out, and of course, Nia's afraid of her. And I just want to say, fuck women's wrestling.
There you go. That's
Bullshit. Becky Lynch has done nothing. She's had her time in the sun. She's fizzled out. It's come and gone. You got Zoe Stark. You got Shayna Baszler. Those should be people that you're building up. Instead, Nia Jax sits on both of them in consecutive weeks. Is Nia Jax going to be the number one women's star ever?
No, she's not.
So what sense does it make to have her beat both of them? Fine, if you're going to have her beat one of them, great. But both of them?
Well, they're building her up for this Becky Lynch feud.
Exactly. Why?
I don't know. Some people care about it.
Becky does, probably.
No, I mean fans.
Well,
there's actually fans who care about this feud. I don't particularly.
Why would you care about Becky Lynch over whatever, man? It's stupid. Becky Lynch there's nothing invested in.
And don't you say Zoe Stark.
What about Zoe Stark?
No, you were gonna say, why would you care about Becky over? And I was
no. I'm not saying
Zoe
that.
Stark because
no, I'm not suggesting that. Shayna and Zoe are not as big of stars as Becky. I will admit that, and I acknowledge that, and I'm a realist at that. But they're never going to even be close to that if they're going to be sat on fucking by Nia Jax.
That's true.
You're sacrificing your future, and it doesn't matter because tomorrow they'll beat Nia, and it won't even matter. They'll just say, "Oh, you're going to get a push." So you're just going to start winning. Even though you've been a joke, you've been a talk show host for the past fucking decade. Now you're going to be on the level of a ring general. Because we said so.
And he is, though.
Today.
He's 9-time, 8-time, 9-time, whatever the number is. Intercontinental champion.
Yesterday he lost to fucking Grayson Waller.
He's 2-time Grand Slam champion. He beat The Rock and John Cena at WrestleMania. What else? The list goes on. He bangs Maurice. What else? He got Alex Riley over for a day.
Just because he got Maurice a green card doesn't mean.
No, she was already in the United States when they met.
And her citizenship was coming up. And she said, oui, Miss, je l'ai mon professeur. And Miss is like, I'll take care of it.
She had a working visa because she was with the WWE, I assume.
And it was expiring. Hey, I know. It was it was expiring.
How do you know?
I was there.
You were on RussianBrides.com.
Yeah.
And saw her.
She's French Canadian, I think, isn't she?
And well, that's the only site I know that specifically does that.
Oh, okay. So it's just called Russian Brides, but they do it all.
Yeah, it's specifically women looking for, marriage just so they can stay in America. And then, you can imagine the quality of dude that's looking. Oh, they got the neck beards and the glasses. Haven't seen any vagina in their life. unorganically.
Still
That
living
they,
with their parents.
yeah, no
They got
vagina that they haven't paid for.
there's this show called 90 Day Fiance
Oh,
that
I'm familiar.
okay. You know Big Ed?
Oh, the guy with no neck.
Yeah. That your breath isn't pretty.
Oh
Well, what
yeah.
about you, pretty motherfucker?
Like, how dare you?
he let his
You.
little he let his little ponytail down and it would fall over his face like seaweed always.
Yeah, yeah. That's the kind of guy who's on the Russian Bride site. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that was one of the arrangements. The only reason she was into him was green card stuff.
Of course.
He can't even. He couldn't even. He can't, and he still can't turn his head. He has to like turn his body to look.
Hasn't he been on there a couple times?
Yeah, he was on there for that one, and then he came back, and then he was on another show. Yeah, he's like a reality star for that specific thing.
What a what a legacy.
Yeah, and he has the audacity to have standards.
Right. Well, speaking of standards, Imperium lost to DIY yet again. This isn't much of a rivalry, is it?
It is not.
Have Imperium won any match with DIY?
Uh, I don't think as a tag team. I think they won that. Uh, they won like singles matches.
Okay.
But I will say, now this also to note was a 2 out of 3 falls thing,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
number
So
one
Imperium lost twice in one evening.
in a row. They got the first fall, and then they won. They lost 2 falls in a row. But this reminded me of just straight up NXT
Straight up what? I'm
and
sorry.
NXT.
Oh, okay.
Like, well, this is just NXT right here. That's one, and then two seems as if DIY is finally turning the corner with the fans and sparking some cheers. So that's good for them. I know you're not a Johnny Gargano fan, but it seems that they're starting to pick up some steam.
Well, there's no account for taste.
I mean, you're a work rate guy. He's got the work rate.
He
The
also
same
can't.
as Johnny Wrestling.
He also can't clear the second turnbuckle. He has to look up.
Oh, you got to have some height too.
There's got to be some realism. Yeah. You get some guy looking like Shawn Marks beating the shit out of everybody.
Well, I don't
The
think
only
anybody's
guys
going to get that reference.
you do. That's all that matters. I'm popping you. I don't care about.
I don't know, but yeah, they're getting over, so good for them.
Whatever. They've completely buried Imperium, so it doesn't really matter. 4 bitches squawked at each other.
Oh, before also just another note of this match: Giovanni Vinci hit one of the prettiest moonsaults I've seen in ever. So that was another thing for this match.
He's not bad.
He's not, but he hit like a springboard moonsault, picture perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up there rivaled with a Kurt Angle moonsault.
Ooh, that's high praise.
It is.
Did you have anything to add with the 4 bitches squawking at each other?
Um, I don't remember
Okay.
what that was either.
And they had some more backstage bullshit with the tag teams no one cares about. Maxine lifted um, Tozawa.
Yes, she did squats with him.
Yeah.
and further, Chad Gable goes away from being a credible. I
I
mean, we're done now. We're done. It's over.
you
Don't
know what? I had that
even-
written down. I said, I'm gonna just move on. But yeah, there's no fucking. Come on.
yeah, it's done. It's done. It was it was a good thought, but it's over now. He's too
Yeah.
far gone. We can't do it now. He's not going to beat Gunther.
But just you wait. One day he's just gonna be all of a sudden good again because that's how they fucking operate. You're a joke until you're in the spotlight. There's no fucking like logic to any of this shit.
Well, I mean, I get
Except
it. At some points, you do have to, you know, do the undercard thing or go through like
yeah,
a
well,
meaningless feud just to, the thing is, at least you're on TV. You're getting TV time, which is some some things that some people can't say. But
well,
when you're on
and I'm
TV, you can't just be built up as a straight comedy character.
right, and I'm not saying that you can't do that stuff. It's just my problem is that they just say you, and then all of a sudden that they're winning or they're just in. Like if Miz, I'll go back to Miz. If Miz would have fucking won a couple matches or got his mean streak back through that process and then fought Gunther, that would have made more sense than him just, oh, Gunther's bullying me, so now I'm not a talk show host anymore or a heel.
Yeah, it would be good if they started like
And that's what
building
they did.
someone before they started to, try to put them in the title picture. Like get them into the moment where like it's universally accepted. Like, okay, this guy, there's things coming from him, and I have
Right.
an example of that coming up.
Okay. But that's what they did with Gable. He was a loser, and then they put him in a little program with Gunther, and then he was a believer. He made us all believe. And as soon as that was over, he's fucking selling ruffles.
Yeah,
Oh,
and yeah, adding to Zal just made it straight comedy.
oh 100%. Adding the what's her face made it comedy. Tozawa just put the nail on the coffin.
I know they might as well just add like I don't even know. And there's another example of just add someone about to ruin something too
Okay.
coming up pretty soon.
All right. Judgment Day and R-Truth touch tips in their clubhouse.
And there it is.
All right.
So there's this running thing that our truth is trying to get himself into the Judgment Day. Our truth is predominantly a comedy character. So if he joins
No, no, no. He is a comedy character. He's a joke.
Day, they're done. Not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying if he joins Judgment Day, that's gonna really take a hit to them being a credible, stable.
Well, the fact that they're messing around with him. Take, Ripley's gone, so they're fucking around with R-Truth.
Well, they're not really like he's fucking around with them. Oh, I want to be in the Judgment Day.
Yeah, you know what? If they were like the big badass heels that they claim to be, they would have just beat the shit out of R-Truth day one. Instead, oh, you gotta get out. I'm telling you, things are gonna happen if you don't. I'm gonna count to 3.
Well,
I'm gonna turn around, close my eyes, and count to 3. If you're still here, you're not gonna like what happens. Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna get him next week.
you see, they did it there. JD the McRib is back for a limited time only. He was gonna beat Truth up, but
How long did
Truth
whoa,
was
whoa,
like,
how long did you think of that one?
I tell you, I'm pretty close to just downloading the McDonald's menus
All right.
to just have a reference sheet.
Okay.
By the way, I hear there's other podcasts in this wrestling realm. They're
Yep.
doing that thing too.
What thing?
We did it first, by the way.
Calling him
Calling
McTurd?
him, calling him like a McDonald's menu item,
Oh, yeah.
but we did it first. I want to say that was our joke first.
It was.
So that's why we still do it. Like
Corn-
if
Cornette
someone else
calls him
jumped on it,
Cornette calls him McFunko Pop.
oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
But are they Mick Funko? They're just Funko.
They are, but he's McDougal. They called
Oh,
him they called him a Funko Pop on One Raw, remember?
yeah.
So because he's McDougal, McFunko Pop, it works.
Okay. Well, I was gonna go Mick, and then something from like a movie, like McGruber.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the McDonald's references are better.
I just like
Plus, I don't have that many Mick movie things. That'd be pretty hard.
McTurd.
Well, I like to change things up.
Yeah.
McFlurry.
You know what? I started doing that because I did have like McFlurry. Oh, I already used McFlurry. Gotta mix something up.
Nah.
Too much work for me.
Each week you can go through like really. Let's peel back the curtain here. You really only need to like 5 to 10 because not everybody's watching week to week. So
Fair enough. All right. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Where was I? Oh yeah, the clubhouse.
trying to join the Judgment Day.
Yeah. So you happy our truth's back?
Actually, I enjoy his comic relief, but I just don't think he should be joining the Judgment Day as they're supposed to be like the badass group.
My I find our truth to be really annoying. Shocker. But there was one time he got me really good, and it was oh fuck. It was when Kane was part of the Authority, and
Mm-hmm.
our truth just randomly came out, and Kane's like, "You're not even in the match," and our truth's like, "Oh, this one's on me, Kane. My bad." I can't remember what it was. Fucking hilarious though.
There was one time he did that with Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar announced himself for the Royal Rumble, and then Truth came out, and he's like, "I'm entering myself into the Royal Rumble," and Heyman, he's like, "You're gonna go against him?" And talking about Brock Lesnar, he's like, "No, I thought you were entering into the Royal Rumble." And then and he's like, "No, Brock Lesnar's entering into the Royal Rumble." He's like, "Oh, I'm I'm announcing that I'm not in the Royal Rumble." And then yeah, even Brock Lesnar's in the ring laughing at it.
Yeah. Brock Lesnar doesn't even try. That's why Brock Lesnar is so real.
Yeah, he's a real character.
Yeah. He's just Brock Lesnar. I wish they had more of that. They need more Lesnars and Punks and Gunthers.
Well, apparently they're getting them all back.
So Cody Rhodes comes out and he says for the first time they saw the red mist, he was a child. It was from a wrestler called the Great Muta. And it was the scariest, most terrifying thing he's ever seen. And after experiencing it firsthand last week, his fears were justified. But Cody says he's not pointing the fingers. If anyone is to blame, it's him. He should have listened to the clues Shinsuke gave in his video packages. Huh?
Sure thing, Cody.
If anybody's to blame, it's Shinsuke. You missed at him.
Yeah,
From
like
behind.
how
You
are
just
you gonna
go,
get from there?
yeah. I should have listened to the clues. What clues? What clues? Tyson, what clues?
There were none.
Okay. God damn. Cody. So Cody says we can fight or we can talk. You decide, Shinsuke. So the lights go out. And a video plays, right? Yeah, video plays.
Yeah,
Can't remember who was
Shinsuke's
there.
doing
Yeah.
the talk with the red lighting.
And he says last week he made Cody's eyes burn, but tonight he's going to open them. And Shinsuke says that they're the same because they both lost a title match at WrestleMania. And Shinsuke never got to finish his story, so now he's going to finish Cody's. And Cody tells Shinsuke, if we're the same, you better prove it. So they have a match next week. All that for that.
Yeah, I do think I was not expecting that they would have a match so quick, but I did like the whole thing, the whole presentation, the mention of the Great Muda, always a
Mm-hmm.
great thing. Uh, Shinsuke, he's drawing parallels between what happened with him and what happened to Cody. The presentation of Shinsuke has just been, since they've gone to
The
the
videos.
subtitles,
Yeah.
yeah, much better than him trying to cut promos in the ring. And yeah, he's like, I'm gonna take the burden off of you, Cody. I'm gonna finish your story for you. So
I,
obviously he won't, but
I just think this is a big to do for a Raw match.
yeah, I thought it was gonna be more of a pay-per-view thing, but
I mean, obviously they can't wrestle at Royal Rumble. Or can they? Can they wrestle and then do the Royal Rumble?
they
They don't
could, or they
they don't
could
do that anymore though, do they?
no. But they could have also just I don't know. I don't know. Let's have it be a story going into the Royal Rumble. It's okay to have
Oh,
stories that build into the Royal Rumble match. I know
that's
that's also kind of a waste, but and then you can do a feud. I don't know. Give Cody something to do after the Royal Rumble in between. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, but you can have feuds that lead into the Royal Rumble. Every
mm-hmm.
oh, Austin versus everybody, and he stuns everybody that was going to be in the Royal Rumble before. McMahon putting pretty much a hit on him. Everybody, your job is to eliminate Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And then you had that visual of everybody in the ring just waiting for Austin to beat his ass.
Yeah,
His music hits, and he comes from behind and stuns, what was it, Godwin?
yeah. And then I think, yeah, yeah. And then the guy what was that guy's name? I
Which
forgot.
guy?
But yeah, Godwin was one of them. That freaking hillbilly
Godwin.
guy.
I think it was Phineas or
Savio
Vinny.
Vega, I think, was also hit with one. That's his name, Savio Vega.
Well, he just got one guy that time. Because I mean, there
Yeah.
was there was a lot of people. Stone Cold's not stupid.
Yeah.
But I think that's when I really became a fan of his. That and when he broke Bret Hart's leg and he came out with a wheelchair. Who wants to see a damn wheelchair match?
Yeah, that was a good one. But I thought, even in that, like, we could have a wheelchair match. I was like, what are the chances he cheats and gets out of the wheelchair?
Well, of course. That's the best part.
Yeah. Like, you're
Because
not going to do the honorable thing and stay in that wheelchair. I know it.
Well, no, he would just wheel up to Brett and then just dive on him. Uh,
Oh, there
so,
was also something about chaos mentioned, which got the internet going crazy again. Oh, that's a Okada tease because he said chaos.
yeah.
Michael Cole.
No,
Well,
they're trying really hard.
yeah, they got the CM Punk thing, and then now they're oh, Michael Cole said chaos. That's a Okada tease.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think. First of all, it was proven that those were not CM Punk references that were planted. They just maybe it's just so happened. But and even if they were, I don't think they would just turn around and do it again. Nope, we got CM Punk. They got that one. Now let's start doing Okada teases.
They might,
Just go right
Like,
back
oh,
to the well.
well, look at what they're doing with the Judgment Day is kind of like Bloodline 2.0, isn't it?
Maybe.
They're all the biggest, baddest faction. Now there's dissension because Ripley and Priest, and Ripley's kind of manipulating Priest.
Yeah, they might not last too much longer.
No, apparently they really like Priest. She's okay.
Yeah,
He's no Gunther, the greatest wrestler of all time.
there you go.
Yep. The most exciting, electrifying ring general of all time.
Which is a good segue because I believe next Pierce had a conversation with him, or they
Uh,
teased a conversation.
well, he had a conversation with Jay, and Jay says if Pierce doesn't settle the McIntyre problem, there it is, then he's going to have to get him. And Pierce tells Jay to cool his jets. He'll think of something. And Gunther comes in to talk about his next challenger. And we spent a good portion of the show watching useless bitches pretend to be athletic, so there's no time for the fucking ring general. So we had like a 2-second thing with him.
Well, he also has no opponent lined up other than the Miz trying to get another rematch,
He
which
could
I don't
do a
see why that's
package.
happening.
He could do like a video package of how awesome he is. He could do anything, something. Hey, I'm still here. I'm the one to beat. I'm the standard.
Well, he did uh, say at the post conference at the Survivor Series, I don't have to pick anybody. They need to come to me. I'm the champion. Because they were asking him, "Oh, who do you think should be your next challenger?" No, no, no. I'm the champion. I'm the prize. You got to earn it.
Yeah.
So that's that's why that is.
God,
But he will be on Raw this coming week, so maybe there will be more there.
that's why I
And he
love.
will be on Raw on the 18th, and then that's the last time you'll see him in 2023.
Wait, who? What?
He's on Raw this week,
Uh-huh.
and then he's on Raw on the 18th.
We're talking about Gunther, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then that's the last time you see him in 2023.
Okay.
He released his last dates on social media.
Well, good for him.
So they're mostly live shows, and then yeah, he's got this Raw, and then the Raw next week, and then he's done for the year.
I had something I was going to add, but I forgot. It was going to be good. Oh yeah. What I like about why I'm such a fan of his is anybody else would have been like, oh, well, I've always wanted to wrestle this guy. Oh, it'd be really neat to see what happens when me and this guy work together and collaborate. Gunther keeps it real. No, you got to earn it, motherfucker. Tell me who's going to be my opponent.
Yeah. Like, I am the prize. You got to come to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no,
But he is. Well, back then he was calling out Brock Lesnar. So we'll see if that happens.
well, they
And
were
if he,
asking him if he would want to wrestle Brock Lesnar. He said, "Well, obviously that's the dream match." So he wasn't calling out Brock Lesnar. He was answering questions about Brock Lesnar.
well, I don't know which one you saw. The one I saw, he was. They were like, "Yeah, what's your dream match?" And he said that Brock Lesnar is his final boss.
Yeah, how's that? That's an honest answer. I don't think he's calling Brock Lesnar out.
Well, he might be able to do that Brock Lesnar match at WrestleMania. See the. It would be a good thing to do since Seth Rollins is going to be occupied, and
Remember Riddle said he was going to retire him?
retire who?
Lesnar.
I do not.
Oh man. When he first started, that was basically his thing. Like, oh, I'm going to retire Brock Lesnar. That's his dream match, right? So then he kept saying it, and eventually Lesnar had to pull him aside and said, "Look, motherfucker, we'll never work together, ever. So just stop this. Look it up. It's kind of funny."
It should be that way.
But yeah, he kept trying really hard to force a match with Lesnar.
I actually think I remember that him
This
trying to
was
force a match.
this was back when he was in NXT.
Yeah, I think I do remember that vaguely.
So Adam Pearce has a backstage chat with Jay. Oh, yeah, I already did that. Creed Brothers with their midget, they beat McTurd and Dominic.
Yep, nothing special there.
Oh, except they're the real deal. Do you see them being the real deal? Do you see the Steiner brothers?
I do see the Steiner brothers
Do you fucking see the Steiner
talking about
brothers?
talking about leather, the varsity jacket Steiner brothers. Yes, like early before they. Yes.
We saw early Steiner brothers this week.
Oh, not really.
They had the leather jackets and the
We didn't see
Scott
them. They were
Scott
opposing each other,
Scott had the mullet. Just visually.
and that was not early Steiner brothers. That version of the Steiner brothers looks like Big Papa Pump's already coming.
Oh
He
my,
was jacked.
he looked like a semi truck.
Yeah, I was like, oh, there he is.
Two of the Creed brothers would equal one of him.
But I think, yeah, they're starting to. They're getting over slowly but surely. They're showing you that they have that work rate, and I put that in quotes because you know the work rate thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not a work rate guy, but I'm going to talk about it. So let me, if I will. I'm 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 marking up Julius Creed. He, yeah, that's a thing now. Julius Creed. He during his match he did the whole suplex thing where he's like on the ground getting all the way up to the feet. Uh, Basically, he just shows each week. I forgot what he did. The transition to the Brutus Ball. It was something athletic. He just shows each week that he's just like as strong as can be. Oh, and then he also did that little spot where he kept doing the German suplexes, or were they belly to belly suplexes and then the kip up. I know you probably hated that spot.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, so he kept
So
doing belly to belly suplexes, one after another, after another, after another. He probably did like, I don't know, seven, eight, nine, 10 of them, and then he was kipping up after each one. So he would belly to belly the one person, kip up, belly to belly the other person, kip up, and kept going back and forth. And then this started to get him over with the crowd, obviously. And then the point out on commentary was like, he's not even breathing hard. So he's just showing you he's a genetic freak. So yes, they remind me of young Steiner brothers.
I don't see it at all. I see a bunch of pasty vanilla nothings with a little wrinkly thing that cheers them. So, whatever. What do I know?
I do see they definitely have the work rate, but
They're
what can they
obviously
do on the stick?
legit, but I don't know. I'm
You know,
watching
go ahead.
I'm watching WCW and shit, and like the Booty Man could kick everybody's ass on the roster today, except maybe Roman.
Well, what are you gonna do on the stick though? Because that's part of it. It's probably a bigger
That's
part.
true. I
That's
just,
what that's the one thing that is probably gonna hold them back if it is what they do on the stick.
yeah, because that wrinkly thing ain't gonna be their mouthpiece, because she ain't any better.
No, they would actually need like a legit manager.
Yeah.
But again, the work rate thing is getting them over for now, so you know that will get them over so far.
Well, that brings us to Jey Uso and Seth Rollins. For some reason, they spent the entire night trying to make us believe that Jay's going to win, even though he doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell.
Oh, I will say two things quick on Jay. We've breezed over it, but the video package they did on him, I thought that was a brilliant video package where
I,
he's like, before before the WrestleMania matches, before the Usos, before the day ones, before the brother, it was just me, Us. I thought that was a pretty good video package.
it was good. It
Um,
was just like, okay, Jay's not going to win. Why are we doing this?
Obviously. Second thing, if you may have noticed, Jay Uso was not wearing the Yeet shirt, and he didn't say Yeet during Monday Night Raw. Well, there was a little bit of a miscommunication, I will say, where I don't know. I guess someone had Yeet copyrighted, which can you do that? So they couldn't use Yeet anymore. The Yeet was taken out. Hold on. The Yeet Jay Uso's Yeet got yeeted. Put that in the title later on.
Uh oh.
Um, yes, the Yeet got yeeted. So that's also a story that broke on Monday, and that's why he wasn't wearing the Yeet shirt. They had to take it off of Shop WWE. So if you were gonna go and use our affiliate link, which is down in the description, right
Get
past the
those
like
Yeet
button, by
shirts
the way.
while they're on sale.
Nope, they're gone. They had to take
Or
them
are
down.
they? They're completely gone.
Yeah,
Oh,
but fast forward to Friday today, and the Yeet. No, it actually broke Thursday. The Yeet came back. So
oh,
I
good.
guess they cleared out whatever issue it was. So we can
Oh,
all Yeet again.
great. We can hear Jay say Yeet
Like what
down,
kind of
and
yeah, and then the crowd chanting Yeet after every punch.
yay.
Yeah. But how how are you copywriting Yeet? Oh no, no, no. Like who were you the creator of Yeet? Whoever's got this copyright?
I
Were
thought that
you
was
the
a
first
Kanye
Yeeter?
thing.
Was it?
I don't know.
I don't know the origin of Yeet. I just know everybody says it now.
It probably isn't, because if anybody would sue, it'd be him.
Nah, Kanye's cool. He'd let it go.
Yeah, he's well adjusted.
I'm saying he'd let it go.
No, didn't he sue somebody? I don't
Uh,
know. I don't know. I'm not even. I don't even know anything. I don't even know what I'm talking about. So
we'll move on.
yeah,
The
like I don't
Yeet
know.
Act is the gist of that story.
So Rollins won clean with a curb stomp. The McIntyre attacked Jay after the match. Rollins tried to help, but again he poses no challenge to McIntyre, who Rollins has already beat. And then McIntyre puts Jay through an announce desk.
Yep. We expected it to go there, so no surprises.
Yeah, I thought that McIntyre was going to cost Jay, but no, they just had Jay lose again.
I
Jay and
see.
Jimmy have just been losers.
They have been, but I think Jay's more well off, maybe because he's a babyface. So yeah, he's a loser, but he's higher up on the card. Like you would put him in the band of baby faces of Monday Night Raw. Like he's up there in the upper echelon. I would, you got Sammy, Cody, Jay, and Seth Rollins. Like he's in the core four.
Yeah, but eventually he's going to have to start winning, or people aren't going to start. They're going to stop cheering
Maybe.
because they're going to be like, "Oh, it's Jay. He's going to lose."
Well, I think the problem is he keeps getting these title matches. Like, let's let's put him in a feud further down so that he can, yeah, compete and win it.
Well, he's in a big picture feud with McIntyre.
Yeah, see, he can win that.
He can.
Although McIntyre just turned heel, so
Yeah, but McIntyre's been winning. I don't know. I don't fucking. It's interesting the McIntyre stuff. Even though I got mad at Sammy for yelling like a little bitch when he stomped on his knee, I got angry. Like, what are you doing, Sammy? They were talking about you being the champion, and you're just screaming.
well, he is selling an injury.
I get that. I get it, but like you're in a position where you hurt your knee, and then you get attacked while you're walking to the back, and then the last thing we see from you is you're screaming like a little girl. I don't know. Just it made me angry. Made me irrationally angry. Like, what the fuck, Sammy?
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. All right. So SmackDown.
But
And this
before we get into SmackDown, I got to get the shit in.
oh, get the shit in.
Uh, we're on our way to 500 subscribers, so if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Also, hit the like button. We're also affiliated with the WWE. Great news. So if you're going to buy your WWE merch, make sure to go down into the description, pass that like button, click the affiliate link, and then buy whatever you so choose. I personally like the new Hell Froze Over CM Punk shirt, or maybe even the Randy Orton Daddy's Home shirt. Actually, that one's not even good. Let's keep it 100 here. That one ain't even real. So yeah, but if you're gonna buy anything, use our link. And thank you in advance. Let us know in the comments, and you get a little thing. I don't know if we can say it. Not a direct correlation, but we will shout you out. But not a direct. We're not saying. Anyway, I'm stepping in it here, so let's get back to the show.
So SmackDown's a tribute to the troops. So take that for what you will. And the war and treaty saying God bless America. How come they can't ever get anybody good?
I don't know. What do
Do
you
you-
what did you really expect here?
not nobody's.
Well, I'll, I'm
Do you know anything
I'd be
about these
lying.
two?
I'd be lying if I if I said I didn't get up and go get my stuff to get ready for the rest of the show during this part.
Do you know anything about the war and treaty?
No.
No. I I asked my significant other that as well. She didn't know either. And she's in tune to I'm in tune to the dark shit. She's in tune to the wholesome shit. So if anybody would know, it'd be her. No. So there's two people. So everybody I know don't doesn't know who the fuck these two are.
I know. Didn't they just have some big person there last week? I know that was last week, but you didn't have him come back. The tattoo face guy. Apparently,
Is
he's a pretty big
is he?
musical guest, musical guy. I don't know,
Okay.
but yeah, I got up and went and made my stuff. So
I fast forwarded through it because the dude's trying to. It reminded me like because I had to stop everything I was doing and I had to listen to like a couple of their songs and they're okay. I mean, whatever. It kind of reminds me of like a fat Whitney Houston and a fat Marvin Gaye, or,
well,
or at least they're
I
trying.
I would say I've I would recognize that I'm not the most musically up to date person.
Hmm.
As a matter of fact, I had how Spotify does the wrapped and or like the wrapped thing, and it's a big thing, and it shows you like your recap of like all the music you listen to
Yeah.
and all that. Well, my most listened to artist for 2023 was Jay-Z. So there you go. Like I was like, what? Jay-Z? I don't listen to Jay-Z that often,
mine
but
was
apparently I did.
mine was Ramstein.
I don't even know who that is.
That's a German metal band.
Oh, there you go.
They're older. They're older than Jay-Z. But my rap said I listened to 42 genres.
That's a lot. I only
Yeah.
have like 8,
Well, that doesn't
and I've
surprise me.
questioned that.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Well, what would surprise you should be that rock was my second genre behind
No,
rap.
that doesn't surprise me. You like
What
rock.
should surprise you is that apparently over over the year I listened to War Pigs like 20 times. Which is a very high number. But
Yeah.
you get it in the playlist and you just got to roll with it.
Oh, I listen. Apparently, I listen to that baby metal song a lot of times too.
Oh, there you go.
So, for probably similar reasons.
Yeah. But yeah, all that to say, you know, no, I didn't know anything about this
Yeah.
duo.
I had to stop and then listen to a couple of their songs. There's a song that they did called "Dumb Luck." That so good, I guess. But then I don't know. Just there's something about their presentation. Like the dude's dressed in a suit, but he's got his little thug accessory. He's got to have his little glasses on indoors with dark lighting. Why do they do that? It makes no sense to me. Or the suit, but you got to have the little beanie that just covers the top of your skull, the very top.
Yeah,
And it's
let
like,
them know.
I
That's
guess.
why. Hey, I might be dressed up, but I'm still hood.
And the war. Just, come on. Oh man, let's go be my stage name. The war. And we're gonna sing love songs. I don't know. I'll get off of that. So, United States Championship tournaments, what we have to look forward to. I guess next week as well, and this week. And our first match is Escobar versus Dragon Lee again.
Yep.
Like they couldn't wait until at least the next round to have them face each other again. So Dominic came out to watch, and that's all he did because Escobar won clean with the Phantom Driver again.
Yep. Um. So remember, I said earlier, I teased that you can tell that big things are on the horizon because someone starts winning in certain ways and yada yada yada. That person is Santos Escobar. He's been winning clean, no help whatsoever. So you can tell they are pushing him come 2024.
Well, they're just pushing him for Ray, aren't they?
No, I think there's bigger things. I think I don't want to give a spoiler. We're gonna do a prediction show. I haven't told you about this either, but I think there's big things for him in 2024. I think he holds gold. We're gonna do a bold prediction thing. Maybe it's just a second where we
Okay.
give bold predictions for 2024. That's one of mine. Maybe that's not so bold. Santos Escobar will hold gold in 2024.
Okay. Randy Orton talked to Nick Aldis. And Randy's pissed he's in a tag match with LA Knight against Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso. Aldis said he saw Knight make the save last night, so it only made or last week, so it only made sense. Randy said he had the bloodline right where he wanted him, with them pummeling him and him lying on his back, flailing.
Yep, right where he wanted him.
And he didn't need LA Knight. And Randy's hesitant to team with a guy he doesn't know, and he's only heard of just last week. Even though when he came back last week on Raw, he claimed that he's been keeping up with the product and he knew all about Rhea Ripley. All this says that all you need to know is you don't have anything better for Knight to do either. Or, I mean, he wants the bloodline too. So, LA Knight and Randy Orton are teaming.
Oh, there was also, I think you missed this part.
Oh, the check.
Yes. First of all, Randy Orton actually came in with a check, so shout out there. check people. I'm not a check person. By the way, this I was at the store. I know we keep going off, but I just gotta say it. I
That's all
was
right.
at the store and this freaking lady actually paid with a check. She bought her groceries and she was writing a goddamn check.
Well, that's not too bad. Is the way that the person has to run the check, is that still a process?
I don't know. I abandoned the line when
Oh,
she broke out that checkbook and started writing.
okay.
And I was like, I went through self checkout and finished before. I was like, and this was a relatively young person checking out. I was like, I bet they don't even know what to do with this check. But maybe you go through training for it. But
No,
I bet he's gonna. I was like, he's gonna have to call the manager because he doesn't even know what he's gonna do with that check. He probably doesn't even know what it is.
what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, what are you? What is this?
Manager to the front. He's trying to give me this piece of paper. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Yeah, we don't accept those.
Paper. Oh,
You
I'm
gotta have
sorry.
money.
We need American dollars.
Yeah. Do you have like real money? Like you, young whippersnapper.
Well, I always go through the self checkout. I don't fuck around with the line.
I just go where it's shortest. So if there's a cashier open line, I'll go through that, or
Mm,
if it's self checkout, I'll go through that. I just want to get out of the store the quickest.
yeah, I don't want to talk to anybody.
Oh, I have headphones in, so
You're one of those.
we're clear there. Yep. Over the ear headphones too.
So you look
Anyway,
like you're deaf and autistic.
yeah.
All right. Um,
But yes,
but you were
Randy
talking about the
Orton,
check, yeah.
he gives Aldis a check. Aldis looks at it. He's like, "Oh, Randy, this is I only fined you $50,000. This says it's for $100,000." And Randy says, "Yeah, that's for next time." So there we go, teasing. I'm gonna make the big jump here. They're teasing a WrestleMania match right there because Randy Orton says there's going to be a next time. So him and Nick Aldis
At
for
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania is still, yeah.
Okay.
Now no one's saying that or anything. That's just me, you know, doing what I do, whatever that is.
And that makes more sense to you than Cody and Nick Aldis.
Well, yeah, right now
Okay.
Cody's got his own thing going on at WrestleMania.
All right.
Maybe.
They could have had Nick. Anyway, he could be feuding with Nick Aldis right now, right this second. They could be having the feud of the year.
Well, we gotta get Nick Aldis introduced to the crowd. So now we're doing that.
We would have
Oh,
been
by the
introduced by
way,
now.
Camille. Remember I mentioned a couple weeks, Camille. Why not get her? She can be like the muscle slash part of Strictly Business. She run that from NWA on WWE TV.
Her
She
contract's
is
coming up, isn't
uh
it?
she is a free agent.
Oh,
So it is in the open now. A lot of people are saying she's going to go to Impact, but maybe she does. I don't know.
well, I mean, if she can't go to WWE, really, it's either WWE or bust at this point.
Well, they're saying she can go to Impact because I don't know. I don't know why they say she can go to Impact. I think she can go to WWE. She goes in. Oh, this is what they had the audacity. Some people online were saying, "Oh, well, she can't go to WWE because they have Jade Cargill. They're pretty much the same person." That's why they say she goes to Impact.
Did Camille have a 50 or 100 match win streak or whatever, however many fucking many matches Cargill had? I
Uh,
remember.
she did. She was. It seems like she was NWA champion for like ever.
Oh, okay. Okay. I only remember her being Aldis's valet, but she was quiet, and she had that China factor.
She does. But there is the one thing though. She's not the greatest on the mic.
Okay. Well, she doesn't have
And
to
that's why
be.
she was a essentially that's what she was a mute in NWA.
Okay.
Yeah, because she did
Well,
a promo and it wasn't the best, but I mean you can grow into a promo.
or you can have people that. I mean, you can't have everybody do it, but you can have people that just are all action, no talk,
Right.
or they say very few things. Because I think like Shayna Baszler would fall into that.
Yeah. Doesn't need to talk.
Yeah. Sounds like she's trying to fight her brothers or something.
Well, it will be interesting to see where she goes though.
She
But
should.
I say all
Well,
that to say, we can run the Strictly Business thing on WWE TV, and that will add to the Nick Aldis character,
yeah.
and then and then maybe we have the Nick Aldis and Randy Orton. They teased it with the check thing, so maybe that's happening at WrestleMania. So yes, we're putting Nick Aldis into the ring, maybe, with all this.
If she came in and she stepped in between whoever Aldous and like if Randy and Aldous, if they get kind of heated and Camille just steps in between them, doesn't say anything. That'd be neat.
Yeah, and she's impressive looking enough to garner attention. I think it could work. I don't think just because you have Jade Cargill, like you can't get another woman who's also
Well,
impressive in stature.
well, you had you have Gunther, and they still got CM Punk, so I mean, they're not above.
There you go. Keep doing it.
So I mean, they're not above stacking talent. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you have the best of the best on the same show? As long as you have something to do with them. That's
Yeah,
the
and
thing.
oh, by the way, there's two different brands. So anyway, yeah,
What other brand?
SmackDown and Raw,
Oh,
so you can keep them separate. Like doesn't, and yeah, you can have two similar talents. It's okay.
well, I think Jade Cargill's a bootleg Bianca to me. I think they're pretty much the same.
Okay, well, see then, even that. If you say that, then
And it's not because they're
they do the
black.
same thing.
Just anybody who
Not a
wants to
race
jump
thing.
in on that. Yeah, it's not a race thing. It's just their that how they both do a promo, how they carry themselves like badasses. Obviously, Cargill has the better body. That goes without saying. Bianca looks legit like country strong though.
Yeah, she was a track star. She's got that track build,
Yeah.
thick in the hips, buttocks, glutes. I'm
They
being professional here, not like weird.
right.
She's built like a stallion. Huh?
But when I was listening to Jade's promos, I don't know. She sounds exactly like Bianca to me. And if I would have saw Cargill first, I would probably say Bianca's a bootleg Cargill.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I don't see why that would be the dream match. Why would you want to watch somebody wrestle themselves? That's like
Well,
oh man,
that's
oh
just people being racist. If we want to really be honest. Oh, they're both black, strong women, so let's put them together.
oh. How is that? How is that racist?
Because you like you immediately lump them together because they're the same color.
Oh
It would be the same thing if, like, let's say Okada comes in. Oh, what would be the dream feud? Oh, let's and they're already doing it. Oh, Shinsuke Nakamura. Like, well, he doesn't necessarily need to. Like, there's AJ Styles, there's Cody Rhodes. He doesn't necessarily need to go to the one similar colored person in the room.
no, they need to either be a tag team or they need to be feuding.
Yeah,
Like people that look alike, they need to be feuding each other. If Corey Graves was still wrestling, he'd be a CM Punk's first feud.
that's true, and I can see that too. Or
Yeah.
he'd be a tag team with Punk.
Mm-hmm. They'd be the straight edge loser. I don't know. Straight edge 2.0.
Yeah.
But the Randy Orton check thing that kind of went over my head until I was listening to somebody else review SmackDown, and they brought that up.
Oh, that's what I thought. Oh, there's our tease.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't understand what Randy Orton was paying him for. Like I couldn't remember what he would be fined for.
Yeah.
So that went over my head. So I didn't get the the oh well, when it happens again. That was good. That was a nice little tease. I don't know if it's necessarily setting up a match. I think it'd be more like a Austin McMahon deal where Nick Aldis will get a bunch of proxies to take out Orton.
Yeah, I guess it depends if he's getting in the ring or not.
Mm-hmm. So after that, the American Nightmare talks to the troops, and Cody just thanks the troops. They play a video. A drill team comes out to twirl their guns.
Yep, this was literally just put on there so they can get their woes in.
Yes. I just thought it was funny that the American Nightmare talked to the troops.
Yeah.
So match 2 of the U.S. Championship Tournament is Bobby Lashley and Karrion Kross. Poor bastard. Well, I didn't feel too sorry for him with his man bun. So JBL and Brad Nessler, they were also on commentary, so we got to hear 4 voices talking at once. And Karrion Kross has been gone forever, and he only comes back to lose to Lashley. And Brad Nessler even said that the fucker's been gone forever. He's like, he's been gone since August. Didn't he lose to AJ Styles?
Yeah. Now, and then I'll be honest here too. I saw Lashley's video package. I saw him going to the ring. At that point, they went to commercial on my screen. I go to get a drink, like to fill my cup up.
Mm-hmm.
I come back and Damage Control is talking. So,
Okay.
and I wasn't even gone that long. So this match probably, I don't know what happened here. Probably went like 2 minutes.
I don't know. It was a nothing match. Like, Cross got some offense. Bobby Lashley, he won with a spear. I mean, it's just a copy and paste match. Like, Cross didn't do anything. Scarlett didn't do anything.
Lashley is still crazy over for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, this week it makes sense, but you know, they're supposed to be or they're supposed to be heels. I don't think they are.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't like heel, or I don't like a good guy Montez. Although I was shocked to hear he was a Marine. He just doesn't seem to be the type.
Yeah, I thought Lashley was the Marine and Ford was the Army guy, but I mixed it up.
Yeah, I didn't know Ford was. I didn't know he served. Makes me
I
look
just
at
saw
him.
it because they mentioned it a couple weeks, not a couple weeks, but they did some other, troop thing, because
Oh, okay.
WWE's always anyway. Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
they did another troop thing, and yeah, that's why I found out. What was
gotcha.
what was the previous one? Veterans Day, was that it?
Either that or Memorial Day.
Yeah, whichever one was less. They mentioned it then.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
It was the one for the people who aren't in the military anymore, but were, whichever one that was. Excuse my ignorance here. If you are in the military,
Yeah,
I don't mean any disrespect by it. Just don't know.
yeah. Nobody knows. Yeah, so Lashley won with a spear, so he advances, and Karrion Kross, maybe he shows up again next week. I don't know. I think they're done with him. What do you say?
Yeah, poor Cross. Now fans are starting to get behind him because you know
I feel
they
bad
see the
for him.
writing on the wall. Yeah, like he's got the look, he's got the girl. It doesn't make sense for where he's at on the card. Um,
I
it
think his
doesn't make sense
promos are
that he's not
kind of stupid.
connecting. Well, there is that. Yeah, the promos. I mean, I think again, he's another guy. You don't do it in the ring; you do it backstage. You give him time to, it's probably they're all pre-taped, so you give him time to do his takes and takes. Keep him short, keep him simple.
Mhm.
Like I don't want him going out there in the middle of the ring for 20 minutes.
Right.
So
Well, I think a big part of it is his entrance too. At least for me, because you have that big plotting entrance. Then Scarlett comes in, she lip syncs, and then you have all that, and then the guy always loses. So it's like, I don't know. It's like a big production for nothing. It's
yeah,
like the those action movies where Arnold, he has his little pistol, and then the guy comes with a katana and he does the fucking ninja moves, and then Arnold just kicks him in the face, and that's it. Very
oh yeah, he's
anticlimactic.
doing all that warm up shit with
Yeah,
the swinging the thing everywhere.
that yeah, that's carrying cross to me.
Fair enough.
So Damage Control, they're backstage, and Asuka's getting all hyphy for her match against Charlotte. She's boxing Io's hands and then starts high fiving everybody. Then she gets to Bailey and kind of hesitates, and Bailey apologized to everybody for not listening and trying to help Kari win and not lose last week. And Bailey volunteers to keep out of shit tonight. Bailey also says it's probably a good idea for the rest of the Damage Control to stay behind because it's Asuka versus Charlotte. It's a WrestleMania rematch, and no one's ready for Asuka. I just have to say that Asuka's reaction was fucking fantastic, and it made me laugh because they're all just they're all just staring sternly and angrily at Bailey because she's in the doghouse for trying to help. And then as soon as she said no one's ready for Asuka, Asuka just kind of grins and rolls her eyes and jiggles her, her head.
Like you're right.
Yeah. So Io mutters something in Japanese, and Dakota tells Bailey that that's a great idea, except for the part where everybody else stays behind. So everybody leaves Bailey, and Bailey looks sad. All right. Got CM Punk.
Now the show is actually started.
Yeah.
And it really felt that way. It was like, oh, really was like a 1 hour SmackDown, and it started when CM Punk's music hit.
Now, I know I joke around that, you know, Gunther's on his level and stuff, but like, seriously, Punk comes back. I think he's the closest thing to a megastar that we have in this little era, regardless of whether or not you like him or not.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think he's the only one that kind of properly transcends wrestling. I think like Roman, he might like do the Hollywood shit eventually or sporadically, but I think that to me that seems like more forced. Like he kicked that door down. CM Punk just kind of elevated. It's kind of like Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And Cena too. I know he's in Hollywood and stuff, but that kind of seems forced as well. Like they all used wrestling as a launching pad to that. Well, like CM Punk is that because of wrestling.
That is true.
Although CM Punk's not in any Marvel movies.
Not yet. He did have a one weird Netflix movie that I watched.
Was that any good?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a little weird. It was slow
Okay.
pace. I'll say that.
Gotcha. So Punk says this ain't the end of the show and his time's not going to be cut. so he encourages the crowd to chant his name. Then they asked, he asked the crowd if they were louder on Raw, because they're trying to sign him over there too. Then he asked the crowd if he should be on Raw or SmackDown, which that never makes sense to me, because if those same people were on Raw, they would be booing SmackDown.
I think that was the point of it.
I guess. It just
Like he was, because he was like teasing. Oh, should I go to Raw? Because he knew they were gonna say no.
right. So Punk brings up the Royal Rumble, and Punk acknowledges that his promo last week was really weak, and he wants to correct that. And he says it's not about what, but who you want me to talk about. Then he teases talking about Cody. Oh, I have some stories about Cody. Then he says someone who's not here, someone who's never here. Then he says he acknowledges Roman. But, he says, do you want me to talk about someone who's not here? Which kind of like, oh, is he going to talk about somebody in another company maybe? Kind of that little tease. Obviously, he's not. I don't think anybody with half a brain would believe that, but it's still, the tease was there. But then, of course, he brings up Roman by saying someone who's never here. And he says he acknowledges Roman, but he tells him not to forget who the OG Heyman guy is. And he says he was my wise man first. And he says Roman's not here, but his cousins are. Solo's a tough son of a bitch. Don't know anything about him, but I know Jimmy. He says, shout out to Jay. Do I want to hang out with Jay or do I want to scrap with Jimmy? Jimmy's got a lot of cousins if I scrap with him. He brings up Kevin Owens. He says, let's pump the brakes on that because we're too much alike. He says, who wants to work with somebody who just punches people in the face backstage? This is 2023, ladies and gentlemen. You can't just do stuff like that.
And there it is.
Yeah.
I posted on Twitter.
I know you did.
Oh, and it was like our most liked thing ever. So there you go.
Oh, it's probably the only liked thing from what I saw.
What?
It
Anyway.
doesn't seem like you get a lot of likes or retweets. Seems to be a lot of views.
Yes, that's what I'm going for. I don't go for retweets. Maybe
You don't
I
want people.
should.
You just want people glancing at it and saying, you don't want people like going, "Oh man, this is some. You got to see this."
What am I gonna do? A retweet for this. I tried to do the whole question thing because that's what people do: get engagement. Just ask questions.
Yeah.
And does it? All the wrestle people do it. Oh, what question am I going to ask you? Oh, how was that segment? Well, can you have an opinion on it? And then that's more I'm going for it. I'm telling you my opinion on the segment. I don't care what your opinion is, but I also care what your opinion is. But I'm not just gonna flat out ask, "What's your opinion?" down below, and hit the like button too. By the way.
Well, you don't necessarily have to do that, but I mean, I think it would be nice to, instead of just people glancing at your shit, maybe commenting, liking.
Well, from what I see on Twitter, I definitely don't want that. I don't want that smoke. I quite like it that no one comments back because that can turn to a real toxic place real quick.
Oh, well.
I don't have
I'd
time to be
offer
arguing with people on Twitter.
I'd offer to help, but I don't want to get us banned.
There you go.
That seems like a thing that is easy to do on Twitter, from my experience. I can never keep a account for longer than an hour.
Oh. Well, my new strategy on Twitter, if we want to put back the sausage here, I'm just using Twitter as my like dot board.
Yeah.
So like
That seems to be what
as
everybody
I'm
else does too.
as I'm live watching the show, I just put my thoughts out there during the show. If I find some news, I just retweet it. So then I can go back, like when we're live, I can go back and just look at my profile. Oh, this is what I thought on this segment. This is what I thought on this segment. So that's more so what I'm doing now. And then by the way, if it gets views, it gets views. But we're actually growing on Twitter. This is crazy because, as I just said, I just use it as a thought board. But we have 95 followers. That's five away
Ooh.
from 100.
Do we grow on Spotify?
We're up to 3 on Spotify.
Woo.
So yes, we are growing there.
Well, actually, it's 2 because I'm one of them.
Oh, well, we are growing there. Sorry to the loyal Spotify listeners. I will get the episodes posted again. I just missed this last week and the week before. No, I think I did last week. I don't know.
You didn't do last
They
week.
will be come back. They will come back. This week we'll be back. Promise. Anyway, yes, CM Punk referenced AEW without referencing AEW. Found a
Right.
way.
Yeah, he sure did. And then he says everyone's welcomed him back with open arms, except for that one guy. He says there's always that one turd in the punch bowl. But he doesn't put any stock into what that guy has to say because he's not even the man, or not because of his whiny voice. It's because he's not even the man in his own house. Ooh. So the crowd starts woeing. Then Punk says, yeah, keep it going because that's about all he's got.
Oh,
And then Punk says he's glad to be back. And we're going to find out where he signs on Monday night, which probably means he's going to sign to Raw. And also that gives Rollins an opportunity to come out and have something with him. So then Punk says all the people he's mentioned today have one glaring, painful thing in common. CM Punk is back and he's the monkey wrench in everybody's future goals and aspirations. Everyone wants to talk about finishing their story. Well, I'm back to finish what I started. Then he talks about finishing his story after that. I thought, just leave that, finish what I started. I thought that was great. Monday, I put pen to paper and write out my story, which includes main eventing WrestleMania. And this was more fucking like it, I thought. Obviously,
yeah, this was vintage Punk. Yeah,
obviously we're not going to get pipe bomb Punk, where he's just tired of everything and so disgruntled. But this was better than I love you guys Punk.
I don't know. I thought it was pipe bomb. It was it was pipe bomb as pipe bomb can be in
Yeah, it was about as
this
spicy as
stretch.
he could get today. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Yep. Everything about it was great. He touched on he touched on everybody. Basically, he laid out the roadmap of everybody he's going to be feuding with. He touched on Roman Reigns. He touched on Seth Rollins. He touched on Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens. He made his reference to AEW without mentioning them.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, of course, went crazy. Oh, what about the NDA? I was trolling people. Well, he was talking about Kevin Owens.
Right.
What are you talking about? He was talking about Kevin Owens.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think NDAs are that ironclad. Like, oh, you said some words that could be interpreted this way.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, and then he's teasing the Seth Rollins feud, which obviously that's where they're going for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
but it's getting spicy. I don't know why I said
And
it like that.
Seth did his little. He had an interview recently where talked about Punk being fake and insincere. He didn't like how he treated Colt Cabana.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I listened to part of that, but um, I didn't get to write any of it down, so I was gonna have to listen to it again. But yeah, it was an interview he did with Sports Illustrated. Why didn't he do it with us?
Just
When you gonna put some respect on our name?
right.
Seth Rollins, WWE. You know they had the. Speaking of which, WWE last week they had all the content creator reactions. Where was our reaction? Huh?
That's okay. We'll just be in the shadows, doing our own little thing over here, being right.
No, no, no. you, I need. I'm gonna write their headquarters. I forgot to go.
9999. Right, right to Kevin Dunn.
Yeah,
Is he still working there?
I think so.
Okay.
But yeah, Seth Rollins, he's teasing it with Sports Illustrated. They haven't actually like because he hasn't. I think he hasn't mentioned CM Punk's name either. So that they haven't actually directly mentioned each other yet. I don't know. I think this is just building up beautifully for this WrestleMania match. Like
Yeah.
they're mentioning indirectly each other, and then I guess come Royal Rumble, they're actually going to mention each other, and then it's going to bump heads.
And when they do indirectly mention each other, it's pretty vicious.
Yes. Oh, and even back on Raw, um, Adam Pierce had that backstage segment with Seth Rollins. He said, "Hey, I just want you to know I'm inviting Punk to Raw, and I intend on signing him." And you know, Seth Rollins said uh, something to the tune of, "Well, when that blows up in your face, I'll take care of it then. But for now, I got my title match or something like that." He said yeah, basically when Punk goes Punk,
Yeah.
I'll be there to handle it. But right now, I'll address it when it happens or something like that. He said.
Yeah,
So we're building towards a good feud.
I'm actually looking forward to a Seth Rollins match. I don't think I've seen a Seth Rollins match all year.
Not even the match. I'm looking forward to the actual promo battle. I'll
What
just say I'm looking forward
what
to all.
battle?
What battle? It's already happening. Punk's, Punk's gonna say what he says. Seth
Uh-huh.
Rollins, he's going, ultra real with this.
Yeah, and if they go
Because
face to face, Rollins is going to get murdered.
I don't know.
Oh, I do.
You think
Rollins,
Punk's gonna cook up Rollins?
he's going to slaughter him. We're going to be like, "No, stop, Punk. Please."
Mm, I don't know. I think Rollins can hold his own.
Oh, Philly, Phil. Ha! You left. Oh, what? You ain't gonna come back? I saw you got a black eye, Phil. Come on.
No, he's gonna cut deeper than that. He's gonna be like, "You're a hypocrite. What about you going onto the podcast? You're talking all this shit." And he's not gonna say shit, but you're talking all this shit, calling wrestling fake and that place that almost killed you, and then you what? Came crawling back because you couldn't cut it at the other place.
He's back because you couldn't cut it
You
here because you're not cutting it now.
you went to that other place. You
He's.
couldn't build them up. You work with a bunch of children. You work in a daycare.
I got you started. You started off trying to be like me. That didn't work. Now you're trying to this. What are you, Seth? What are you? Your wife has more balls than you do.
Mm. See, those are things.
No, Punk would destroy Seth. Seth is
Oh.
a character. Punk is Punk.
Well, that's the thing. Seth, I don't think he's. I think you dial back on the character. I think you just let Seth be Seth.
I don't think Seth
Like
knows how to do that.
he was
That's
that
Seth.
with the Sports Illustrated. Well, Sports Illustrated.
Well, I'll have to actually because I read the interview, so I hear it him doing that every time he
No, he
talks.
wasn't doing any of that.
Okay,
He straight up went right in.
okay,
He did not hold back. So
yeah, that one
bring this to
interview.
camera. It's gonna
I
be a
don't like Phil. What is that? Is that a secret? What am I saying something that nobody that we all don't know? That shit.
I think he did say that.
Well,
I mean,
it's not what he says; it's the delivery. But
oh,
I'll go
he was
back and
just
listen
talking. He wasn't like
to.
he wasn't doing all that.
Okay. All right then. I don't know. I can't take him very seriously. But I am looking forward to this match. I am looking forward to the feud. I do like the anytime that there's the realism aspect and you get the sense that they really don't like each other. Always makes it better.
Yeah,
That's why The Rock and Cena was so good. They played up that they really didn't like each other.
I would say that's why Edge and Matt Hardy was so good.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
That was like that was must see almost.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, I think Matt Harley got the shaft on that one, but what are you gonna do?
Well, yeah.
So after that, we went back to our regularly scheduled programming of SmackDown, and Charlotte versus Asuka happened. All the Damage Control came out with Asuka, and then Mia Yim, Shotzi, and others came out to get rid of Damage Control from ringside. So then Bailey comes out when Charlotte had Asuka in the figure eight, and then she breaks up the bridge, which apparently that affects her legs when you do that. So that distracts Charlotte. Bailey gets socked, and then Asuka rolls up Charlotte for the win.
Which was surprising.
Yeah,
Yeah, did
it
not
wasn't
expect.
it wasn't surprising that Bailey came out, although apparently Charlotte got injured legitimately.
Yes, he did. She did. She apparently, and I will give. Uh, why do we have to do this? I mean, okay, let's just get there. I give credit to the geek because he's the one who broke this thing. Like, just this geek is just getting everywhere. Now he's breaking stuff because he just so happened to be at SmackDown in front row, $10,000 seats or whatever they are, and he. Oh, and by the way, I'm here, and Charlotte Flair tears her ACL out, and I'm just so
Oh,
happen to be here. But yeah, there was a top rope spot. She was going for like her and Oscar was going for something on the top rope. They tumbled, and her leg or her knee like hit the rope, and then she fell into the ring. And from that point on, she, but she actually finished the match, which kudos to her
yeah.
because that happened during a commercial break of all things.
Well,
And
I
then
didn't.
yeah,
I didn't see it. Shocker.
yeah, it happened during a commercial break, and then post match, off camera, post match they
Mm.
helped her to the back, but you know geek geek boy RD over there because he was there. Just so happened to got it, and he's starting to get enough steam to where his thing. He's geek though. No, he's good people. He follows us on Twitter.
Oh, does he? Do you follow him?
Yes. Well, now I have to
Oh, okay.
because he's starting to because
Because you can't just let people be fans of you. You got to do the trade thing.
no, it's not that. He used to do interviews with like, oh, talking to, and I'm just saying this because I just watched WCW, talking to Buckhouse Bunk about the Bloodline story. Like, who, what? Like, that was his old interviews, but now he's like actually talking to, relevant talents during relevant times.
Oh, okay.
Like, he talked to Bobby Lashley about CM Punk coming back, and Bobby
Oh
Lashley,
yeah, that was the interview.
uh, yeah, Bobby Lashley said, hopefully he works his way from the bottom. That boat's already missed, but that's what Bobby Lashley said. He wants to work his way, wants Punk to work his way from the bottom, and says,
Well, he said he didn't want the company to just hand him a title shot. He
yeah,
wanted him to earn it.
yeah, we're already past that boat, but
Yeah.
that's what he said, and he said it in a relevant time because Geek was able to interview a relevant person at a relevant time about a relevant topic, as
Hmm.
opposed to just
Asking Harley Race what he thinks about the Judgment Day.
yes.
So Harley, what do you think about the Judgment Day? What?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I thought this was a wrestling podcast. I didn't know it was in church.
Yeah, so he's making headlines, or he's making waves now, or his little whatever association. So that's why I follow them, because now they're actually relevant stuff that we can use on our show.
Okay. Well, that's what I use because they have everything. I'm lazy. I don't want to go to like a whole bunch of different sites, so they have top stories from other things.
Well, as long as I don't go to the stories. As a matter of fact, I just read the Twitter headlines,
Oh well.
and I like make it actively to not click on the link. Like, I don't want to. Like, I know you get revenue for me clicking on this link, so I'm not clicking on it. And then the people who have ad blockers,
Uh-huh.
Forbes, what are you thinking? Like, oh, you disable ad blocker to read this article. Nope, I'm out.
Right. I guess I won't be using your service then.
Yeah,
Or the news sites that want you to subscribe just to read their shitty opinions.
yeah. Like, what are we doing here?
Like
I'm out.
you're not giving me news first of all. You're telling me what you think and you want me to pay for that. Fuck you.
Yeah,
How about you just give me the facts? How about you keep me informed?
I know. What happened to just wanting to get the news out there and not, thinking about money?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't
Money,
that what you got
ratings.
into this business for? To get the news out?
Apparently not. Anyway, Solo and Jimmy had a match with LA Knight and Randy Orton.
Oh wait,
And yeah, go ahead.
before the main event, there was another little CM Punkages
Oh, yeah.
to mention. Number one, he had a backstage with Cody Rhodes.
That was number one was Kevin Owens.
Oh, I wasn't saying it like in that order. But anyway,
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, he has a backstage with Kevin Owens. Nothing really happened there. He asked Kevin Owens. Well, he walks past the bloodline door, and he's about to knock on it, but he doesn't. And then in walks Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, he says, "Hey, do you know where Nick Aldis's room is, or his locker, his office is?" And Owens said, "Nope." And that was pretty much that. So I
Thanks for
guess
your
there's
help.
another tease. And then the next thing, um, Randy Orton and LA Knight were getting ready, and I actually forgot what happened with this one.
He just said good luck.
And they both looked at each other, and oh yeah, and then Orton was like, "Are you ready?" And then LA Knight said, "Yeah." And then finally, the Cody
Did you
Rhodes thing.
bring that? Did you make me stop just so you could say that?
No, the Cody
It was
Rhodes thing.
all of
That's
this
the
for
most
that?
important.
Okay.
The Cody Rhodes. CM Punk is backstage with Nick Aldis, and walks Cody Rhodes, and he says, "I heard what you said out there, obviously, and it sounds like for you to finish your story, you'd have to win the Royal Rumble. Interesting. Anyway, good to have you back." And then that was it.
Old friend.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what's the tease. So you'd have to win the Royal Rumble. Also,
Hmm.
it's pretty important for me to have to win the Royal Rumble too. So,
Punk
and
did
there
say
we
he was the
go.
monkey wrench.
Yeah. So they're bending Cody's story for CM Punk, or is CM Punk gonna get eliminated by Cody as Cody goes on to WrestleMania? Are they gonna be 1 and 2 and have to go run the Royal Rumble together?
What's going to happen when they both get eliminated by Gunther?
Yes, is Gunther still the front runner for the Royal Rumble? All these questions and more coming up at our prediction show.
Well, obviously not.
He might be. There's some people who still are heavily on the Gunther bandwagon of
Clearly, but
him winning this Royal Rumble,
oh
which I
no,
just don't
obviously
agree
he's not. There's no fucking way he's gonna. You have Cody Rhodes and you have CM Punk. There's no fucking way he's gonna win the Royal Rumble over them. Not this year. There might be a year where he wins the Royal Rumble over those two wrestlers, but it won't be this one.
with. It's a 2 horse race.
Pretty much.
I mean, I'm still putting some wild cards in there. I would still say Gunther's a front runner. I would say Drew McIntyre, how he's been built recently, he's a front runner. Uh, Jay
They're
Uso, Jay Uso, you can have him win the Royal Rumble. That's a dark horse.
they're front runners to maybe not get eliminated right away, but it's really going to come down. It's probably going to come down to Punk and Rhodes. Probably Punk, Rhodes, and Gunther if they're going to keep up his thing. If not, then
Boy, that and then who's the fourth? Because they get the big thing is the final four.
Punk,
Now
Rhodes,
who's the
Gunther,
fourth?
McIntyre,
McIntyre. That's
yeah,
a hell of a final four.
or Uso.
I was thinking it's either going to be Uso or Sami Zayn as the final four in the
Yeah,
final four with the other three. But that's a hell of a final four right there.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's only and
Or
I
maybe
stand.
it's sorry, go ahead.
Well, and that's only if they're going to keep Gunther's little Royal Rumble. Um, I don't know if they're still going to make him a big deal in that match. If not, then they might as well just eliminate him right away. Let him have the rest of the night off.
Well, what else? That's what I was gonna say is Cody, Gunther, CM Punk, Randy Orton, final four. Look at that final four. Ooh!
So 3 baby faces, 1 heel.
But at that point, it doesn't even matter. Yes,
Okay.
like that. That could be that. That's a final four right there. I'm not saying that is the final four pick. I'm just saying that could
Yeah.
be the final.
No, I
I'm just
mean,
giving you a bunch of teases like CM Punk did.
and that's really I guess the biggest, the most exciting part about the Royal Rumble this year is, oh, who's gonna who's gonna stand last with Cody and Punk?
Yeah, who's going to be the one eliminated before those final two?
Right.
But it's all going to be exciting. There's going to be an exciting 3 weeks to build up to it too.
I suppose. It's still a Royal Rumble.
Just skip to the end. I
Yeah.
like the Royal Rumble. It's one of my favorite.
I just don't like how it's such a clusterfuck.
I like the surprises, even though lately there hasn't been as surprises. I like the
Well, Cody came back last year.
that wasn't a surprise though.
Yeah, but
They pretty much, I think they announced it the week before.
yeah, but we knew he was coming, but then like
The surprise wasn't the surprise was that he was going to show up 30th.
I forgot. So it was a surprise to me
Oh,
because they were at the end, and I didn't. I mean, it didn't. The thought didn't occur to me that he would be last. Somebody else returned too.
wasn't it Calito?
Yeah. Carlito. Nia Jax came back. Yeah. Tell me there's no surprises.
Okay, well, yeah, that's part of it. The surprises and I guess that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
The surprises, and then down to the final four of who's going to win it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a it's kind of like a basketball game to me where just like the last couple minutes are the most exciting and watchable part of it
Yeah.
because the rest is just the same to me.
Hey, you got the countdown. 5, 10, 9, 8. Hopefully, we can do a live watch along of the Royal Rumble. That'd be cool. Probably not, though, you know, because of that thing.
Because of what thing?
That work thing.
Oh. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can work and watch at the same time. Fuck it. Just
Just
go
for,
on mute.
yeah, just like, oh, I'll be right back, everybody. Boy, that'd be something.
I gotta step away.
Then I forget to mute myself and I'm doing my work on live.
Yeah, that would probably be problematic.
Like, just pretend you didn't hear any of it. Anyway, now we can go to the main event there.
Yep, Solo Jimmy versus LA Knight and Randy Orton. And I'll be honest, I didn't really. After the Punk thing, I was kind of like, what else was there to watch? So Orton won with an RKO to Jimmy, and I guess Orton and Knight were kind of bitching back and forth, doing the one-upsmanship thing. Knight tried to hit his BFT to Jimmy, but Orton stole it. But they hugged later, so it was aight. That was
Yep.
it.
I thought that was a little creative how they did that finish, but pretty much knew what was going to happen in the match. Like
Yeah,
you knew Orton and LA Knight was going to win,
I didn't
and
know that. I knew because I mean I wouldn't have been surprised if Knight lost or he got pinned or something. I know Orton just came back, but if they want to continue, keep this thing going.
well, I know that we're most likely getting Orton versus Reigns in the near future. So I wouldn't expect that he'll lose before then.
Well, he wouldn't have lost. That's why Knight would have got pinned.
Oh, nah, we gotta
Nah,
keep him
nah.
winning. First of all, yeah, Knight's not taking the loss here.
Okay.
Come on, he's the number two guy in the company, merchandise wise.
Oh, whoa. No, sir, he's not. He's number 4. We talked about this.
That was last week. I know
Yeah.
this week we don't have the report, but I bet you he's up there now.
I bet you it's pretty much the same.
Well, you know, wait until the honeymoon phase is over. Let's give it like another couple weeks, and then we'll see where it is.
Another couple weeks.
Yeah, give 2 weeks, and then we'll see where
Oh,
it is. By the end of when the Royal Rumble kicks off, we'll see where it is then. By
So
WrestleMania time.
so you're telling me that the fans that have been cheering CM Punk for the last decade are just gonna just decide,
I'm
that's
just
enough.
saying, how many more, like the people who, yes, the people who are crazy about CM Punk, they would have already gotten their stuff out of the way. So now it can correct itself and Knight can reclaim where he should be.
Which is number 4.
It's number two, but really it should be number one.
No way. Does LA Knight have the Chicago flag in his wrestling gear? Because Punk does.
Nobody has the red and yellow, brother.
Yeah, his shit's a little too cartoony for me. So is that all of SmackDown?
That is all SmackDown.
All right.
So you know what time it is.
It's that wrestling rewind. And yep, we are going to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, in the swamps with the gators and crawdads and stuff for Slamboree 1996, presented by World Championship Wrestling. The key feature of this event was a Lord of the Ring tournament in which the wrestlers were randomly paired in a lethal lottery tag team matches to qualify for a battle royal. And the winner of the battle royal would earn a title shot for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, didn't you get all that?
Yeah. So we have yet another tournament, which seems to be the thing back in the day and today, because we have a fucking US title tournament. So tournaments galore. Dusty Rhodes, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Tony Schiavone are on commentary. And the night starts off with Animal and Booker T versus Hawk and Lex Luger. Fight breaks out between Luger and Hawk. Then Animal and Hawk beat the fuck out of Luger. All 4 men, they fight outside for a double countout. Now the whole thing was they're wanting Animal and Hawk to tag in and fight each other, but of course they wouldn't because they're a tag team.
Right. Yep.
They're brothers. And that was really the only, I guess, anticipation for this match, is to see if the Road Warriors would duke it out. But clearly they weren't going to. And especially
And
when
Hawk never even tagged into the match, I don't think.
he tagged in. They both tagged in. They just didn't tag in together.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did. He didn't tag in for a long time.
Right. And then, when Hawk and Luger were going at it, Animal just started attacking Luger.
Yeah.
Booker T wasn't even a factor at all. So yeah, double count out, and then the Road Warriors, they high five in the ring like they were the winners. And I wrote, this is going to be a long pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a wild pay per view. We weren't going to know what was happening.
Yeah, there wasn't too much of that.
Well, yeah. It calmed down after this match, really, as opposed to like where I thought we were going was it's going to be so confusing that
Yeah.
you're going to have to, the little meme with the guy with the or Charlie from uh, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and he's doing like the map, trying to map
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be something like that.
Yeah. I think the only confusing part was that some teams stay together. I'm sure that.
Oh, because they drew the same. Yeah, it was a little cheating, but
Yeah. Well,
or
some of them
convenient.
cheated. I think some of them just were together, like Public Enemy.
What I'm saying it's a little convenient.
Yeah. Which I'm sure the little lethal lottery if they did a preliminary thing, I'm sure that made sense. But just watching it cold and
Yeah.
seeing the fucking Road Warriors on opposite corners, and then next you see the Public Enemy. They're tagging together.
So convenient.
Yep. So yep, Public Enemy versus Taskmaster and Chris Benoit is next. And I guess there was an unannounced DQ match, or this was an unannounced DQ match because Sullivan just used a chair, and Public Enemy, they put Benoit through a table. And after Benoit goes through the table, Public Enemy rolls him in for the win. Sullivan, he's getting carried away by Jimmy Hart, and he's screaming, "My leg, Jimmy! Jimmy, my leg!" And he walks away from the match with Hart. So this was kind of a nothing match as well. And
Sure was.
I have no idea why the history of anything has the Public Enemy going over Chris Benoit.
Well, because Sullivan didn't really help him. This is
That
essentially a handicap match.
doesn't matter. Chris Benoit is a horseman at this point.
Well, that was the craziest match. When you get there.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. So up next is Sergeant Craig Pittman with Teddy Long and Scott Steiner, versus the Booty Man with Kimberly, and he is partnering with Rick Steiner. And the highlight of this match was Rick and Scott wrestling each other. They both looked. Go ahead.
Oh, and the second highlight was that the booty babe was not wearing a bra and her nipples were hard.
They sure were. And they didn't let her talk very long.
True.
But yeah, Scott and Rick, first of all, they both look like brick shit houses.
Yeah, you can see the makings of the early Big Papa Pump already there.
He looked like a fucking building. Just all shoulders and arms.
The largest arms in the world.
So yeah, Rick and Scott, they wrestle, but it wasn't like they played it up like two brothers. They were very competitive, and that's kind of what it looked like. They didn't, there wasn't punches and unnecessary kicks. They just mat wrestled. And it looked like Scott eventually got the better of Rick, but I am looking forward to a match between Rick and Scott in the future. A proper match.
Yeah.
Rick Steiner, he pins Pittman with a bridging German suplex. And the Booty Babe says, "Now that was teamwork. Woo!"
I was like, just shut up.
Yeah, just show your nipples.
Yeah, which were there, very present.
Yes. Which is clearly her only saving grace.
Clearly. I mean, that was in the second match, they were even harder than the first match. It's like, what is she rubbing ice on him back there?
Maybe. Maybe it's Dallas's suggestion. Okay, now what you really want to do is get your ice cubes.
Yeah.
So the Blue Bloods versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan and VK Wall Street is next. VK Wall Street would be IRS for you WWF fans. And the Blue Bloods is Squire. No. Yeah, Squire Dave Taylor and Lord Steven Regal. And Regal was great as always. I liked the part before the match where he lifted his bicep with one finger and showed it to the crowd to make it seem like he was more jacked than he was.
It's like, look at that bicep.
Yeah, and they would yell to the crowd, "Oh, you better shut your lip, or I'll give you some of this sunshine."
Yeah.
Very English. I wish we could have seen more of Squire Dave Taylor. He looks solid. I know Dave Taylor's something. I don't know what.
Mm-hmm.
Duggan was Duggan. Boy was Duggan Duggan. So Wall Street refused to tag in for Duggan at one point. So Duggan socks all three men in the ring. Then Duggan pulls out a roll of tape. And then he takes 20 minutes to wind it around his fist in a cartoon like manner. And finally, Duggan punches Taylor for the win. And then Duggan makes no attempt to hide his tape. And the ref even.
Oh.
What's that?
I said, not at all.
Yeah. And the ref, while staring directly at the dangling tape, raises Duggan's arm.
I even think he held the taped arm.
Yeah, he did. He was staring directly at the tape, watching it just swing.
Yeah, so I was like, I
You can
guess
see the
that's all
ref's
that
head
is.
swing with the tape. Like, what's that?
Yeah, but I guess that wasn't a DQ. It's just
That was
taping
a
his
foreign
wrist.
object.
It was just tape. There was nothing in the tape.
Then why didn't he have tape on his hand before the match?
I don't know, because that's his finishing move. Is the
Why why did he
the
have tape?
fist is his finisher.
Why did he wrestle with tape next to his dick the whole match then? Wouldn't you want if you could not do that? Why would you opt to wrestle with tape next to your dick?
Because you're
If that is not an option that you have to take.
you're being a showman. You gotta.
Okay. Or you can put
It was
the
ridiculous also that he won this match. As, like his tag mate was clearly, or Wall Street was clearly not trying to tag with him.
yeah. Well, they were
He
feuding.
still,
It seemed like.
well, I'm saying he still won the match. Like,
Mm-mm.
well, you didn't think about that. What's going to happen round two now? Like, you should have just let the match go.
Duggan's gonna do the same thing.
Yeah,
He's got multiple rolls of tape that he puts next to his dick.
and yeah, he was trying to roll the whole roll on his hand too.
Yeah. And get used to that because I think that becomes his thing.
I actually kind of liked it, so I'm not even mad at it.
I enjoy Duggan. The more I watch him, the more he's so fucking ridiculous. So up next is Dirty Dick Slater and Earl Robert Eaton with Colonel Robert Parker versus Alex Wright and Disco Inferno. And this was great only for Dick Slater and Bobby Eaton. They're two legends doing what they do best. I thought
I say,
Disco.
Dick Slater looks like a wrestler's wrestler, doesn't he?
Oh my god.
Like he just he just looks like a grimy wrestler.
Yeah. He's got that like frog face.
Yeah,
Doesn't look like he tells a lot of jokes. Doesn't look like the type of man that throws his head back and laughs in merriment. Just looks like the type of guy that would just be drinking by himself. Or you get to the
smoking
bar and
indoors.
smoking indoors, regardless of what the signs say.
Yeah,
Probably probably has a girlfriend with two black eyes.
well, he might actually be more of a dip guy. And then I was thinking, there was that guy, the wrestler who used to dip. He had the dip, and it would
It
like
was
run down
Skinner.
his chin.
Skinner.
Yeah, I was like, it seems like Slater should be his partner because yeah, he's just like a wrestler's wrestler right there.
Yeah. He had the fucking gas station t-shirt
Yeah,
and the cowboy. Yeah, just everything about him was great. I want to see Dirty Dick Slater versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
we might see it at some point.
Yeah. So Disco and Alex Wright, they actually worked well together. but Disco's a dumb fuck because he was dancing, and Slater hit him in the back of the head with his cowboy boot, so they won.
Yep.
I thought it was a little silly that Dick Slater had to win with a cowboy boot because Wright and Disco looked like children compared to him. But what are you going to do?
Oh, and the ref saw it at the end too. He's like, "Why is your shoe off?"
Yeah. So up next is DDP and the Barbarian versus Hugh Morris and Ming. DDP is back from homelessness, and you can start to see him become the DDP that we all know and love. I especially like the yellow pants.
Yeah, this is right before he goes to blue jeans and taped wrists. I
Right.
mean, taped waist.
Yeah, because I remember he had the sparkly pants, and then he goes to the jeans.
Yeah.
So I didn't think anything could top Rick and Scott Steiner until Ming and the goddamn Barbarian went at it. And this is when I think of like Samoans or Tongans, I think of Ming. From my experience with Tongans, Ming is closer to that. I know it's two different countries, but anyway, these two went at each other like fucking savages. They were slapping and kicking. It looked like they were trying to kill each other. And they were yelling. Hafada!
Yeah.
Whoosh!
At one point, Barbarian throws a spin kick. Like, look at this big ass dude throwing this
Yeah.
roundhouse.
Barbarian was athletic as fuck.
Apparently.
Ming was too.
Yeah.
You kind of expect that from Ming though. I don't know. He just looks more fluid. Anyway, DDP and the Barbarian, they won. They did this confusing double pin thing that I didn't quite get. So Morris and the Barbarian, they're the legal men. Morris hits a moonsault on Barbarian. Paige breaks up the pin. Ming and Paige, they start getting into it. So then Ming fucks up Paige, and then he kicks him in the face. At the same time, Barbarian kicks Hugh Morris in the face. So Ming, who's not the legal man, Ming, who's not the legal man, pins DDP, who is also not the legal man. Then Barbarian, who's legal, pins Morris, who is also legal. So then dumbfuck Randy Anderson, he does the thing where he counts with both hands. But then he says that DDP wasn't pinned only because his feet wasn't under the ropes. They weren't legal.
Yeah, I don't know what they were going for there. Well, I know what they were going for. I guess. I don't know. It was weird.
It was fucking stupid.
And I don't know where, if we want to really go there, I don't know where he would have seen that DDP's legs was under the ropes, because he was definitely not in the position to see that.
It looked like that was almost like an afterthought. Like, oh, well, I didn't pin him because, his leg's on the rope, see? I don't know. It was stupid. So Big Bubba and Stevie Ray versus Scott Norton and Ice Train are next. Scott Norton and Ice Train, they're a tag team called Fire and Ice.
And it's just two big ass dudes.
Yes. And Scott Norton is in the Dick Slater territory where it's just, yeah, don't want to run into them in a dark alley.
Yeah, how are those two that build? Like, how do you make a build like that? Like their big ass chest.
I don't know. I'm sure a lot of it's genetics.
They're saying the size of their bones
Yeah.
is just crazy.
And they don't look like they were gym rats either. Norton was a strong man.
Yeah, they had that strongman look, I guess. Ice
They,
Train didn't. He was actually the more flabbier of the two.
yeah, but he still looked like he could lift a tree.
Yeah.
But yeah, Scott Norton and Ice Train, they win with a double shoulder tackle thing. This was a nothing match. I thought it was shocking that in a pay per view of nothing but tag matches, neither member of Harlem Heat went to the second round.
That wasn't their time,
It
I
should always
guess.
be their time.
Well, yeah, I was surprised that Booker T got eliminated, seeing as we learned in that convoluted opening that whoever wins this, whatever, whoever wins whatever the end of this trail is, gets a title match.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like Stevie a little bit more. He kind
Mm.
of reminds me of Michael Jai White, the guy that played Spawn.
Oh, I could
So
see that.
Eddie,
Yeah,
huh?
I was just saying I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Eddie Guerrero and Arn Anderson had a match against the Nature Boy Ric Flair and Macho Man Randy Savage. so they play
Sure.
so they play Flair's music, but Flair doesn't come out. Then they play Savage's music, and he comes out. Then they play Flair's music again. Then Arn Anderson attacks Savage while that's playing, and then Flair, he runs out, sort of. He kind of does this little jog, walk, run thing. And then he comes out and he attacks Savage. And then Woman and Elizabeth, they sneak out to just stand there. And then Anderson DDTs Eddie, and Flair pins him. And the whole
Cost
time,
himself the match.
yeah, because he's the enforcer. And then Anderson and Flair, they beat Savage's ass after the match. And then Flair carries Elizabeth to Savage. Picks Elizabeth up in his arms, carries him to the fallen Savage. Then he and Arn Anderson pick up Savage, hold his arm so Elizabeth can slap him. Then Anderson DDTs Savage on the floor. And then as Flair and Anderson, as they're walking away, and the medical people are tending to Savage, Flair just runs back and starts hitting Savage again. And yeah, that was interesting.
It was definitely interesting, and I liked how, well, at least for the, there was one moment where, in the opening of the match, Ric Flair runs out and he's attacking the Macho Man. Eddie Guerrero's like, "What the hell?" And he just like turns Flair around and pokes him in the eye.
Yeah.
That was funny, but yeah, this match was. I mean, Arn Anderson is a trooper, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like giving
It's
up his own spot to help Flair win.
well, just being in this match. Like it seems like all the things that he's involved in with Ric Flair are just the most ridiculous. Because keep in mind, last month they were in that Doomsday cage.
Right. It's like, why do you keep putting me in these situations?
Right. Can't we just have a match?
Yeah. Can't we just remember wrestling? Can't we just do normal wrestling?
But I thought like the Hogan shit was very convoluted and over the top. But Ric Flair's is pretty bad too. And I think the bigger that you get, the more creative freedom that you get. And I think that's a bad thing. At
Well,
least in this era.
yeah, you can tell they were, but I will say, Flair and Macho Man, in some shape of, in some way, shape, or form, I'm pretty sure they've been like wrestling every pay per view. I
Yeah.
was thinking about it, and I was like, I think they've wrestled in some way, shape, or form every pay per view we've seen.
Well, Macho Man and Luger, they went at it for a while. And then, oh shit, now it's starting to bleed into WWF. I'll just take your word for it.
Yeah, I'd have to fact check that, but I think, yeah, they pretty
It's
much,
been in quite a few pay-per-views. They've been involved with each other, at least.
yeah.
So after this match, Mean Gene goes over the order of the second round of the tournament with the least sexy Hooters girls I've ever seen in my life.
And overdressed.
And overdressed. Which is like, why? Well, why don't you just have your grandma?
Yeah.
It's, it's Brad Armstrong and Dean Malenko have a match for the Cruiserweight Championship. And fun fact, Dean Malenko was like one of my favorite cruiserweights back in the day. And yeah, this was a Dean Malenko match in every way, shape, and form. Like everything he did was just, it looked like he was floating on air.
Yep.
And Malenko won with his gutbuster move from the top rope. And I am looking forward to seeing more Malenko, hopefully.
Yeah, those cruiserweights are gonna. Those matches are your work rate matches.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how Heenan was numbering the moves. Oh, that's move 867.
Yeah. Yeah, you see that roll up? That's 835.
Yeah.
So after that match, we get a Blood Runs Cold trailer. Do you have any idea what that is, Tyson?
I don't at all.
You, no idea?
No.
Not even a wild guess.
No.
So if I were to say cold and a WCW wrestler,
Not Glacier.
oh, it's definitely Glacier.
They started a Glacier already?
Yeah, they fucking teased him forever.
I remember they teased him forever, and I was thinking about that too.
Yeah,
But I didn't put those two together.
yeah.
But I
Who
remember,
else is gonna
man,
run cold? It's
but
Glacier. He's coming to
so they were teasing him
WCW.
before they started before Goldberg even made his.
Oh yeah, Glacier
Oh
was pre
my!
Goldberg.
Because he pretty much came out and got buried by Goldberg.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well there you go.
Yeah.
Glacier's coming.
So then Gene's back with the unsexy Hooters girls. And the thing is, he keeps fucking up their names. I don't know. I didn't care.
Yeah, it was. It seems like it was just to waste some time because they were pumping out. Oh, here's the second round drawing and all this stuff. It's like, okay,
Yeah. With these Hooters girls in their school uniforms or whatever. Dirty Dick Slater and Earl Robert Eaton were next against Hacksaw Jim Duggan and VK Wall Street. And Duggan and Wall Street, they just couldn't stop fighting each other. While Eaton and Slater, they worked really well as a team. And again, I want to see Hacksaw and Slater just have a match. I want to see them have like a fucking 20-minute match. I want them to be the pay-per-view. Wall Street has Eaton in the corner where Duggan's standing. Wall Street throws a fist, but Eaton ducks and he hits Duggan. Well, then Duggan hits Wall Street back. And then he gets rolled up by Eaton for the win. So then when Duggan beats Wall Street's ass and then tries to kill Wall Street with his 2x4. But stop because he needs to ho.
of course.
And that's the end of Duggan for the tournament.
But he gets his woes. his hose in. So there you go.
Yeah. Next up is Public Enemy versus Macho Man and Ric Flair. Macho Man does not come out when his music plays. And then Ric Flair comes out, who is with Woman, Elizabeth, and Savage's Money, which I thought they came out with money, and I thought they were going to bribe Public Enemy so that they could go to the next round. But they didn't do that.
They had better use for it.
Yeah, they give the money to the crowd.
Yeah.
Which I wonder how much liquid income WCW has to just be giving money out to crowds like this. Didn't they do that and almost cause a riot? Oh no, that was
That was
$1 million.
WWF.
Yeah, shit. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, it plays together.
Especially when they're all the same fucking people.
Yeah, it is funny that we see like we're watching two different time eras, but
Yeah.
we're seeing the same people. Because
Exactly.
like Ming and the Barbarian, we just saw them on the WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. So Savage comes out, much to everybody's surprise, and he nails Flair from behind. And then he fights with security and then the police. Flair cheap shot. He gets cheap shots in and then he runs away. It's like far, far away.
And he was literally running too.
He would wait until all these people would hold Savage and Savage's back was turned, and then he would come hit Savage and then run. Gotta love that.
What I didn't get is why was security holding him back? Because he was in the match.
I don't know. That's a good question. Oh yeah, Public Enemy, they win by count out and they danced. So there's that. DDP and the Barbarian faced the Booty Man and Rick Steiner. DDP nailed Booty Man in the head with his. Booty Man, he's pinning the Barbarian, and DDP, he elbow drops Booty Man in the back of the head. And this knocks out the Booty Man. So Barbarian pins him, and he wins. And this was a nothing match, especially considering that DDP and Booty Man have history. I did like that DDP kept bringing up all the pins to help Barbarian win. Show that he was a scrappy little team player.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, pretty much nothing match.
Up next is Jushin Thunder Liger versus Conan for the WCW US Heavyweight Championship. I thought that Conan, his ring attire, made him look like a kid playing dress up. Or like those vigilantes that have their first suit where it's like bath towels and underwear.
Yeah, it's underdeveloped.
Yeah. Mike Tenay on commentary for this match. I thought that was a nice addition. He made it seem a little bit more legitimate. I don't know if he knew what he was talking about or not, but like he would say things like, yeah, he would say things like, oh, he's using this bone against the bridge of his nose, that type of shit. Conan, he won with a Splash Mountain. And I thought this was a pretty solid match, actually. And how good is Liger?
He's good. But
I don't think
I thought this was probably close to match of the night for me.
Yeah.
Which was surprising because because there was a Malenko match, so
right.
But yeah, I was into this match. I don't know
Yeah,
about Conan, although he did have 3Ks in his hair cut
because he was a rapper or some shit.
Well, then you should know.
or he played a rapper. Something. It was something to do with TV. And then Jushin, he had like his own Four Horsemen in New Japan because he idolized Ric Flair.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Speaking of Ric Flair, that's who Mean Gene's talking to. And Gene says Rick has caused quite a commotion this evening. Flair says Savage is locked up and he's going to go to the nut house. Flair tells Savage to look up in the corner of the jailhouse wall. Then he proceeds to kiss Elizabeth up her arm. And then Flair says that he, Arn, Woman, and Elizabeth are going to have an orgy behind the double security at the hotel tonight. And then Flair talks shit about Steve Mongo McMichael. Mongo shows up, and good to see him. Especially, don't know if you know, but he's, I think he's still suffering from LALS. I don't think he passed yet. So,
Oh, that's bad. Sad to hear.
yeah, definitely a shell of his former self, and seeing such a giant of a man be, I don't know, cut down to size by such a terrible disease. Sad. So Flair says he and Arn Anderson are the wrestlers, and if Mongo wants to get one of his old football buddies, come and get some. So Mongo brings out Kevin Green and his rat tail, which I think the rat tail was taller than Disco Inferno.
It was quite there. I was like, golly, that's a. I guess that was a thing in the 90s.
Yeah. Something I'm not proud of. Flair and Arn, they run away from Green and his intensity because he says things like, "Come on, Flair, let's rock and roll." And then Mongo and Green, they're taking on Flair and Anderson at some point. Green tells Flair to bring his mouthpiece and his jock because it's going to be all day. Then Arn, he menacingly takes off his shirt and scowls.
He's got to earn his money with that enforcer gimmick.
Yeah. Which I thought was funny because clearly Mongo and Kevin Green are towering over Flair and Anderson, especially Anderson. Anderson is not a tall man.
He's not. And Green, at this point, was like the hottest defensive end in football.
Yeah.
So, he was definitely of size.
So it's just really interesting to see Arn. I'm going to take off my shirt now. Now things are going to
Actually, I take that back. I think that Green wasn't. His towards the end of his career. I think it was long-haired Green that was the menacing one, the bad boy of the NFL too.
Well, I thought it was a beast until he retired.
Yeah, but he wasn't as disruptive.
I don't know. Anybody with that hairstyle has to be something.
Yeah,
You don't just
be doing something.
Yeah, you don't just have that. So finally, we are at the 8-man battle royal for the Lord of the Ring. So all those tag matches led us up to this, and it's such a big deal that everybody comes out at once with no pageantry at all. And then they did an unnecessary split screen, like right in the middle of the match, and they only did it once. So it's like, why did they do it at all?
Not sure.
Yeah. So Rocco, Eaton, Slater, Norton, they all get eliminated in that order. DDP, he diamond cuts everybody left. And apparently at that point, pins just count.
Okay. I thought I had missed something. I was like, why is it? What? He's pinning people now?
Yeah.
I thought it was over the top.
I've never seen I don't know. So
And
yeah,
then
so
maybe I just missed the announcement that when you're in the final four, it's a pin now.
I could have missed that, but it wasn't the final four, was it? That was final five. One, two, three. Oh
No,
no, that's final four.
it
You're right.
was four when he started diamond cutting everybody.
Yeah, but still, thought that was a little ridiculous.
It
So yeah,
was.
so DDP he pins Johnny Grunge and Ice Train, and he tries to pin Barbarian, but Barbarian recovered. So then Page proceeds to take everything that the Barbarian has, and he looks like a gutsy, scrappy, tough little motherfucker. And he eventually hits Barbarian with another diamond cutter for the win. And Page gets a shot at the WCW Heavyweight Championship. And hopefully it's not against the Giant for his sake.
Or he will be in tape.
Yeah, that's probably where the tape comes from. I wonder.
Yeah, I was thinking, well, I think that's the origin story of the tape.
So Mean Gene talks to the Giant. Gene says Hart is going to be handcuffed to Luger. And then Hart pleads with Luger, it doesn't have to be this way, baby. Come on, Lex. Gene brings up Sting's past championships to the Giant. Giant says Sting may have been on top, but he's not on top. Sting, you can stay hungry and try to take what's mine, but it's not going to happen. Sting, you have been a thorn in my side, a rat under my bed, a cockroach in my apple pie. Tonight, I exterminate everybody. You, Lex Luger. Giant turns to Gene. Oh, wait. You, Lex Luger? Giant turns to Gene. Maybe even you if you get in my way. And yeah, that was it.
You
I was
know,
kind of sad he didn't do a little rhyme.
yes, I was disappointed. And funny enough, I was actually in the car driving this last week, and it finally, in the car driving this last week, hit me why he was doing rhymes. And it's because he's a giant,
Yeah,
the giant.
yeah.
I didn't know why he was doing rhymes, but it finally hit me. Oh, it's because he's he's a giant,
Yeah.
and giants speak in rhymes.
Apparently not anymore,
Sadly,
sadly. And that brings us to our main event of the evening Sting versus the Giant. And the Giant just beats Sting's ass from one end of the ring to the other. And then he beats his ass on the outside of the ring. Then Luger, he had to help Sting. Sting elbows the ref, and that takes him out. But that manages to give Sting the advantage. And Giant's in the corner, so he starts choking Luger. And then Sting starts splashing him while his back is turned, and he's choking Luger. He splashes him like 4 or 5 times before he finally lets go. Sting tries to splash Hart, who Luger put on the ropes, and Sting misses, but then staggers and then does a flare bump into the Giant's cock, which I thought was dumb.
that was a nice little chain reaction, as they call it.
Hart tries to throw a megaphone into the ring, but Luger he stops him. Then he snatches the megaphone from Hart. But Sting had his face, or had the Giant and the sharpshooter, like right up against them, so his face got nailed with the megaphone as Lex Luger snatched it away. So that gives the Giant an opportunity to hit his choke slam, and he wins. And that was it.
That was a pretty good match, though. Um,
It was all
wasn't
right.
match of the night.
No,
A little bit overbooked, especially with the megaphone thing. Like, it's the Giant. I don't think he needs that, but
Right.
I guess you're trying to protect Sting.
Right.
But overall, I thought it was a pretty decent match. Big Show impresses, or the Giant impresses me.
I just thought it was nice to have a something that made sense and the night because
Like a real main event too.
yeah, because Hogan's shit is just out there.
Oh yeah, and there was no Hogan on the show either.
Yeah, and that was kind of a pleasant thing. I hate to say.
Oh, he's about to come back,
Oh,
so
he was going to come back in force.
yeah.
Speaking of coming back, he's going to be in WrestleMania 7, which is our next one.
WrestleMania 7 against Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, Hogan versus Slaughter. Undertaker makes his debut against Jimmy Snuka.
I
And
remember that match.
yeah, Savage has a retirement match against the Ultimate Warrior.
I think I remember that match too.
I think Virgil and DiBiase, they have a match as well. But yeah, that's next week.
That is next week. And on that note, if you disagree with anything, let us know in the comments below. If you agree with anything, let us know in the comments below. Again, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you all for who have done that. Follow us on all the social medias: TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Spotify. And is there anything else?
Just have a good night.
And until next time, Top Guys out.